Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Friday, June 9th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 96. Coming up on OTB, Ben McDonald joins the show at 7:30 to talk LSU baseball, and we talk to play-by-play man Tom Hart at 8:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome in. It is Friday. The weekend is here, and it's the penultimate day for the road to Omaha. Closes out. That's right. Super Regional staring us down here in Baton Rouge. Going to have a battle in the box this Saturday, 2 p.m. Paul Skeens of the Mountain. Once again, we'll talk a lot of Kentucky baseball today. LSU, Kentucky, I should say. Ben McDonald, Tom Hart, everything Mario laid out. It's going to be a fun day today. Let's set the tone. Let's have ourselves a day, folks. Jake, what's up, dude? How you feeling, man?
Feeling good. I mean, it is Friday. Still some work to be done, but it's good work because we're talking about the Tigers in a super regional.
Hell yeah. I mean, without it, what would we be talking about right now? Maybe like the, you know what story's getting even a little too dense for me? The NCAA's push for federal legislation on NIL. Like, I know it's, I guess it's somewhat interesting, and it's maybe, I don't think it's a long shot. Like, I don't think they're going to pull it off, but it was kind of intriguing seeing who was all in the room with Steve Scalise yesterday. I think it was like Brian Kelly, Nick Saban, so Scott Woodward in there.
Like maybe Scott Strickland, Florida.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know. I said like I know, but I don't recognize Scott Strickland. But
Well,
I did
it was the
recognize
back of his head, but I think I recognized the back of that.
Look at that. See, that's how you get on. That's how you get on Sirius, right there, boys.
Yeah.
Right, deep knowledge of the SEC that must have been laminated in the cheat sheet, the back of Strickland's head. But the point is, like, there is a lot there. But if we didn't have baseball keeping us company, that's the type of crap that we'd have to form a 3-hour show around. And I don't want to do that. I want to talk about the Tigers. Of course, NBA Finals rolling right along as well. South Beach, dude. South Beach remains hot. Panthers win in OT last night, Jake. How about this? 10th overtime win in a row of the playoffs. 10 overtime wins. Or at least it's 10 overtime wins in a row. I don't know if it's all in the playoffs. I know they've had a lot in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think, was that the second longest streak?
I don't know. I've never even, that seems like, that should be the longest. It seems like a mathematical improbability in a sudden death type of overtime sport. Like, you should not be able to do that. But yeah, look, Miami's got 2 teams in the finals. They got Messi coming to enter Miami. Mario just visited. It's a hot time to be on South Beach right now.
Unless you're Mario Cristofrod.
Yes. Which, look, he's recruited well. I have no faith that he'll do anything with it, but he has recruited well. I did see a little clip of him and Pate, though, on Twitter, and I see how Cristofrod gets these jobs. He's very jacked and very good looking. And so, like, when you sit down for an interview, you're immediately, like, kind of on the back heel because of his kind of masculine gravitas that he's putting out there. Unfortunately, masculine gravitas just doesn't translate to beating Middle Tennessee at home and getting held to 2.9 yards rush per attempt.
It works for Dan Campbell.
Yes, Dan has, yes.
Not Cristofrod just yet.
No. So I'm.
All right, I gotta stop calling him that.
No, it's catching on, dude. He is until he isn't, right? Prove me wrong. It's like the blue chip natty thing. Until a team with less than 50% wins it, we're gonna, the champions will come from there. It just is what it is.
And I put it out there yesterday. I am so sick of talking and hearing people talk about blue chip ratio. The next time I hear blue chip, it better be Nick Nolte and Blue Chips, the movie.
I think you have the old Neon Budo. I've never seen the movie. I just looked at the main character again the other day. I think you have an irrational hate.
I think
chip ratio.
You're wrong.
I
well,
think
look, here's seriously though. Here's my deal, and I understand it. I just hate that it's getting this much pub because there's 117 teams that are trying to work their ass off this morning. Yeah. 117 teams, and you're telling them they have no chance to win a national championship. They're basically working for nothing. I hate that.
What? No, what do you mean working for nothing? There's plenty to be won besides a national championship. And on top of that,
please go prove that stat wrong.
Yeah,
please,
that's what I'm saying. Like, what are you going to do? You need me to tell you you're going to be good? Oh, no, dude. If you want to prove me wrong, go prove me wrong. Go win the natty.
And by the way, like we're knocking it down like 50%. Like 50% good?
What?
Like, I don't know. Like, why 50%?
That's
is that because that's the only one?
That is simply, how about this? That is simply just a Bud Elliott guess that worked out perfectly. Like when he originally made it, over a decade ago, that's what he was like, you know what? I think it's 50%. Let's see. And then, yeah, lo and behold. And it's weird because, like, you've had the Florida State and the Clemson where it's right at like 51, 53.
Yeah, Clemson's 51.
Yeah, but they had Deshaun Watson, right? And, like, Florida State had Jameis Winston. And so if you have that otherworldly quarterback, it can juice you up, man. And look, I think this is an interesting year, Jake, where you're going to have a chance for one of these lesser teams to do it, right? Because although teams like Alabama and everything have the most raw talent, contextually they have problems. Alabama had to get Tyler Buckner out of the transfer portal, right? Like they're replacing every coach they had, essentially. Ohio State doesn't have a quarterback. Georgia doesn't have a quarterback. They got a new OC. I mean, Beck seems like he's going to be great, but like, what happens when they play good teams, Georgia? Because they're not going to be prepared for it after that crappy schedule. And when we're Monken and Bennett at their best in the biggest games against the best opponents, there is no guarantee that Bobo and Beck will be able to do the same thing. So, like, I actually think this is a pretty frisky year for an unexpected champion, of which LSU would be in that grouping. Who would be your top 5 teams that could end up, that are not the big 3, that could end up winning the Natty?
That are not the big 3?
Yeah. And the big 3, Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama. Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia. I like Michigan first. Do I like LSU second on that list? I mean, if you look at it. Maybe no, I can't go Clemson yet. I can't go Clemson having to replace a quarterback and everything. But yeah, give me your 3 teams. I mean, you think
3 teams in no order
instead of 5. Yeah.
Michigan, LSU. It's not going to be USC. I can tell you that. Y'all are drinking some weird Kool-Aid.
Well, the only thing I'm saying is USC matches kind of the shape of the Florida State and Clemson teams.
I would take Florida State over USC.
Okay. No. I mean the Jameis Winston and Deshaun Watson teams, and that they're at the 50% mark basically, but they have the elite quarterback. That's all I'm saying. My only other point on USC is that USC's not. This is not their year, but they're not capped. Like Lincoln Riley's potential there remains high. Like they're not at the end of their road. Their growth's going to continue through the years. I don't think I want to take USC to win it. I'd put them sneaking in, maybe at 5th on the list, but I do not expect.
Just like They have to win the Pac-12 before I even kind of put them in this category.
That's fine. All I'm saying, though, is if you look at Lincoln Riley's resume, it's an unbelievable resume. And in year 1, he was absolutely spectacular at a place that's been pretty bad for a while now. And so just trajectory-wise, the graph is impressive. We'll see what they do this year. If they take a step back, then that changes. But I expect them to be better this year.
And also, surrounding USC, you have Washington, you have Oregon, you have Utah, you have Oregon State, you have UCLA. So the Pac-12 is going to be even better as well. So USC might be better, but the rest of the conference is going to be better. And when you've got Penix and you've got Bo Nix and you've got Cam Rising and you've got all these quarterbacks, UCLA, I think regardless of who wins that job, they're going to be a good quarterback. It's not just going to be, hey, roll the helmet out there and win for USC. I think they're going to have some real problems. And when they play Oregon State, who's physical, they struggled. They won, but they struggled. When they played Utah twice, that's physical, they lost. When they played Tulane had a rush for over 200 yards on them. Right? Tulane moved the line of scrimmage.
Yards they played.
I know.
11 yards of play.
So until Alex Grinch, who has more pressure than any assistant coach in America,
true.
Him and Bobby Petrino, probably on both sides of the ball, one on offense, one on defense, until he proves me wrong, I'm going to continue to say they will win games, but they will win no hardware.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, I like the trajectory, but look, the Pac-12. If this is going to be one of the final years of the Pac-12, it looks like they could potentially go out on top. My heart remains with the Huskies. So, if you're an LSU fan, this whole conversation should make you pretty excited, though, right? Because you are on you are right there on the edge, like you are on the edge of being the favorite team outside of the Big Three to maybe make a run on this thing. It just depends on Jaden Daniels and the improvement that the offense.
We're giving Alabama because of the number you're saying they get top 3.
Yeah, they're Big Three just because you know they're Alabama. I think they probably go 10-2. I just feel like maybe I'm falling into a trap because I don't know. It just feels weird to sit here and predict a Nick Saban team to not be the favorite and to be a team that's going to lose multiple games when they so rarely seem to do so. But, you know, it's been a slippage for the last couple of years, even with their great blue chip numbers and everything else. But, yeah, no, I'm giving them a bit of the doubt simply because, you know, I think they've earned that over 15 years. Though I do not expect them to do it this year.
We'll know if there's a team from the ACC, and we'll know it pretty quickly. Florida State has LSU and Clemson in the first 4 games.
Yeah.
So we'll know if they win both those games, make no mistake about it, they are firmly in that group that you're talking about. And for Clemson, I mean, they have Florida State. Now, for them, their schedule is kind of the tougher games are going to be Notre Dame in November, South Carolina in November. Duke is no pushover, but they have Florida State, I think, September 23rd. Clemson with Garrett Riley, it could be scary.
Yeah, if Klubnik and Garrett Riley are what the potential says they could be, then Clemson is suddenly national championship relevant once again because they'll be very poised to go undefeated. And if they go undefeated, they're in, and then they're just as talented as any team on that list, and actually probably more so. So I agree. Wow, look at that. A little college football talk. Just stumbled in. Mara, how we feeling today, dude?
Feeling good, man. Made it to the weekend. Kind of struggling the first days back after vacation. Y'all know how it is.
Yeah, how it is, dude. You got to heady move by you. Come back on a Thursday, though. Only 2 work days before you get another little break. It's a smart play. Casey, what's up, dude? How we feeling today, man? Feeling good?
Doing good. I was struggling all week because I had to wake up for OTB.
Yeah.
Now today's the best day so far.
Nice, dude. Yeah, so you're getting used to it, dude. Adapting already.
Yeah, exactly.
The human body is an incredible thing. All right, so I did not expect, to talk football here, but there it is. When we get back, let's dive into this baseball team. I want to talk about Kentucky, who this team's been, do a bit of a statistical overpass, and we'll be back with more, and we want to hear from you. So go to youtube.com/1045ESPN, hit the like button, sub to the channel if you're not. Also sub to OTB Saints, OTB LSU as well. And we'll be back with more Off the Bench next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to Riverlands Insurance, man, or call 225-206-1517, 225-206-1517. That is Thomas Email's cell phone number, okay? He's going to pick up. Y'all are going to chat a little bit, and then he's going to go out. He's going to hit the pavement, right? Beat the streets. And him and Megan Email are going to find you the best policy while saving you money. They do all the legwork. You don't do anything except for reap in the benefits. So whether it's home, auto, business, anything and everything in between, you want Riverlands Insurance, 225-206-1517.
No matter where you're at in Louisiana, Thomas can help you out today. So if you're listening to us in Shreveport, Alexandria, New Orleans, it does not matter. If you can hear us in the state, we are talking to you. Give him a call. You can give him a call right now. A lot of people have done that. During the live, they've given him a call. Thomas can help you out. He's going to answer that phone. You're going to have a great conversation, 225-206-1517.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood.
Charles Hanniger, join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch. We are live at Ruffino's starting at 11 a.m. Super regional action will start when we do, and we're previewing more of LSU in Kentucky. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Friday vibes in the house. Guys, Casey, come to my face here. I've been looking at my face a lot lately, Jake. And I don't know, man. I feel like my mustache is actually pretty strong right now. I feel like come Saturday, it could maybe stand up depending on, well, obviously what Hayden does. Remember, if you missed it earlier this week, we talked to Hayden Travinsky. Jake pulled a nice radio maneuver and cornered me strategically and made me commit to the fact that if Hayden Travinsky hits a 3-run home run, right? That's it, 3-run home run. What if they lose like 15-3 and he hits a 3-run home run? Does that still count?
Yeah.
Just a 3-run home run.
Just a 3-run
okay,
home
well,
run,
that's not going to happen because that'd be so depressing. But if Hayden Travinsky hits a 3-run home run, I have to shave my face except for the mustache and the soul patch. I have to get Hayden Travinsky's facial hair. And
I do as well. You're not going to be alone.
Saturday, you can watch it live as we're planning on bringing Clippers to Don Juan. So maybe on Whiskey and Wine, if he has a 3-run home run, you might see a A live shaving of the beard for the first time in a decade. Haven't shaved. What if you hit a grand slam? I mean, if you want to get litigious, I think that does not count.
I didn't say it did.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Just making sure we're on the same page.
Because I guess it was the Ole Miss 3-run homer was the original bet.
Yep.
If he did it again and he hit a solo shot.
Yep.
In the Auburn series. So, yeah, it's got to be a 3-run.
Okay, there we go. You heard it here first, folks. So imagine my shock when we go to commercial break and Casey stands up. I'm going to put the camera on yourself now. Stands up and has a Kentucky sweatshirt on. Look at him, the BBN. He's got a royal blue Kentucky sweatshirt on. Jake, I'm surprised you didn't just sniff it out of some sort of Wildcat sixth sense with, I know, your appreciation of the football program at least. But I don't know. I was taken aback, and he tried to claim that Kentucky is still a basketball school. Well, I don't know. This is a headline from 2 days ago.
I think you need to throw my guy a bone here and let everyone know he grew up in Lexington.
No, I don't care. I don't care. I want him to be shamed and made fun of. I want him to be ostracized. I want him to be excommunicado from the community
like
this
Casey
weekend.
grew up in Baton Rouge, and then he's just a traitor. He grew up in Lexington.
Good.
And then
I want
moved
to
here.
muddy the waters so that people crap on him, okay? I don't want to give him any – he's the enemy this weekend, Jake. And, what do the old pirates say? There's the old Led Zeppelin song, expect no quarter, give no quarter. Well, okay, that's what we're doing this weekend. But, Case, regardless of what you say, your own paper, the Lexington Herald-Leader, headline from 2 days ago, hey, John Calipari and Mark Stoops, this year, Kentucky is a baseball school. And it looks like it, man, right? I mean, what did basketball do? Eliminating the second round? Okay, they didn't make the Sweet 16. Where's baseball right now? Sweet 16. What did football do? Disappointed mightily. Lost their bowl game, a crappy bowl game. Whereas baseball, well, they just packed out Kentucky Crowd Park with a record 6,796 people Monday night. So this is a team that is playing really well.
Only the second time they've ever been this far.
Yeah, 2017 was the first time, right? And this is a team that, so they're a bit like Tennessee a couple of years ago when that fan base kind of awoke to the glories of college baseball and how much fun it can be. And this is a Kentucky team that's playing with belief. They got smoked on Saturday, got sent to the loser's bracket. They end up coming back Monday. They beat the hell out of WU in the first elimination game. Then they beat the hell out of Indiana to force a Monday game. And then they win a tight 4-2 winner-take-all Monday battle in front of that record crowd. Okay, so it's a team that's coming in relatively hot. And it's a team that has some very interesting stats, Jake. I mean, if you look offensively, they're actually second in the SEC in batting average. Yep. Fourth in average at 293. Fun fact, LSU first, the only team hitting over 300 as a team. But they are second to LSU in on-base percentage, right, at 418. So quality at bats. They're tied for the SEC lead in doubles. They're first in being hit by pitches. LSU second, 130-126. They're first in sacrifice bunts, first stolen bases, first stolen base attempts, because, of course, we already know what they are. They're a small ball team
The
that's
sac
going to
bunt
manufacture
attempts,
run.
though, that you've put in here, T, they lead with 55. Number 2, Vanderbilt, has 22.
Yeah, I meant to put, yes, good job pointing that out, Jake, because it is not even close. It is not even close. Like, they are, that clearly speaks to all the narratives from this week where they are just playing a completely different style of baseball than anybody else in the conference at this point. They've attempted the most stolen bases, and they have stolen the most bases.
And
again,
LSU is dead last in both those categories.
Yeah. LSU's like, why would I risk outs when I can just get hits? And so they got 91 stolen bases on the year. So Hayden Travinski, Jake, you gave us the defensive statistics yesterday, which actually, do you have those brought up? Could you bring those up again if you needed to here in a minute?
Yep.
So I know some people missed them yesterday because my brain wasn't working and we got distracted with Mariah Mills' tweets to start the hour after the tease. Hayden Travinski or whoever's behind the dish at any given point this weekend is going to have to stay locked in. Kentucky's attempted 120 stolen bases in the year. That's 10 more than the second place team. They've been successful 90 1 times on the year. Where else Kentucky shines, Jake? Number 1 in the SEC in fielding percentage. Okay, LSU 11th. 984, though. So Kentucky's not, at least defensively, they're not going to shoot themselves in the foot, right? Now, if they do, that's a huge break. Like, if all of a sudden you see Kentucky make a couple errors, well, you should be very excited as an LSU fan, because I think the chances of securing a win go up drastically, right? Anytime something that's normal, like it's like when LSU's bats don't hit with runners in scoring position, right? Like anytime something that you're normally very good at starts to go awry, especially in a tournament setting, that's when things start to get a little bit sketchy.
To go back to those numbers real quick, talking about catchers for LSU, Milazzo has had 15 stolen base attempts. He's thrown out 4. Travinsky's had 9 stolen base attempts. He's thrown out 4 as well. Travinsky has a higher fielding percentage than Alex Milazzo, but the thing that we pointed out, Milazzo has 1 pass ball, Hayden Travinsky has 7. But obviously looking at his arm strength, and Jay Johnson mentioned Hayden Travinsky's arm strength yesterday, that is going to play when Kentucky's going to be on the move. Yeah, and so, like we just pointed out, they're going. And it's weird because I almost forgot what teams trying to steal bases felt like, because I only watch college baseball really through the LSU lens, right? I haven't gotten addicted enough to where I'm just watching random games for fun around the edges. And LSU never steals, and it seems like, the entire SEC kind of never does. So I'm intrigued to see what it feels like coming up tomorrow. Jake, Brian Holland pointed out a pretty absurd, I don't love using this language, but kind of a beta move from Kentucky. So you know how every team gives out game notes, and the game notes are supposed to be things that like you're championing, and they'll get they'll get pretty, like on Tuesdays, Kentucky, if the game was after 6 p.m., has been the best team in the country with blah, 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 right? Well, one of their main game notes with the headline "Scheened" reads, although the Wildcats were unable to outscore number 1 LSU in their series opener, Kentucky did the most effective job against projected top 3 MLB draft prospect Paul Skeens as any offense has this season. The top pitcher in college baseball has been a dominating force, but the Cats scored the most run and generated the most hits of any team against him at the time. They lost 16-6. They got run ruled, and yet they are championing hitting Paul Skeens a little bit. And the thing is, I don't think they mentioned that. Wasn't that a game where it was 10-1 immediately, right? So Skeens had this cushion that he was. It wasn't like it was sketchy. Yeah, a grand slam maybe in the early innings for LSU, and then he was just kind of pitching to contact. Yeah, dude, certainly for him. That's the headline Skeened, and then to be like, hey, we sucked. But we didn't suck that bad. They got run-rolled. That is, it's pathetic. They got nobody scoring on. We did. We lost by 10, but we scored on him. Imagine bragging about a game in which you got run-ruled. Could not be me. Well, look, let's continue to talk Kentucky. I want to get into their pitching, but let's do it with the man who knows way more than we do, and that is the legend, Ben McDonald, coming up next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. We'll be at Rouse's, Burbank, and Lee, getting you ready for LSU and Kentucky in the Super Regionals. And running back Josh Williams, fresh off a trip to Senegal. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in. I'll watch them roll away again.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening? I got Nathan texting Jake. LSU actually hit 2 grand slams in the first 2 innings. The last time these two teams squared up when Paul Skeens was on the mound. Right now, let's go to a man that is no stranger to domination on the mound. He's got the sexiest flat top in the entire country. I'll put that on anything. He's the legend, Ben McDonald. Ben, what's up, brother? What's going on, man?
What's happening, guys? Everything? Yeah, it's the only flat top in the country.
Yeah.
How about that? That's what my wife would say anyway. So.
Hey, I don't know. I've seen your sons as well before. He looks like he takes after his old man. Looks sexy. Hey, how was it going on radio with Jake yesterday afternoon? A little serious action.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was, heck, it's a great time of the year, and it's college baseball playoff time, man. I'm pumped up. They let me sleep in my own bed again this week. I had to beg to stay home, but look, they let me at home, and so it's where I am. And first Super Regional here in Baton Rouge, since 2017, man. So I expect the box to be just absolutely lit up this weekend for sure.
It's gonna be fantastic. Everybody, you could feel it in the air, Ben. There's just that There's that electricity. And it's interesting because last week you kind of told us maybe to expect Jay Johnson to do what he did with the staff. What was your overall breakdown of how the pitching performed coming out of that regional?
I thought it was great. I mean, look, with the weather being what it was, thank gosh Jay knew more than anybody else. And he ran schemes out there against Tulane, who really fought LSU really tough. And we got to remember, Tulane brought the tying run to the on-deck circle, late that ball game. I think it was the 7th or the 8th inning. So LSU needed Paul Skeens to knock off Tulane, who was playing really well, like we talked about, playing with house money. So it worked out really well. Ty Floyd went in game 2. Of course, the rain delay got him. He was gave up 1 run in 3 innings. And I thought he was really solid, and he should be really ready to go. I'm hoping for game 2 of this series. And then Thatcher Hurd, wow. I mean, look, I know he gave up 4 runs. People say, look, man, but he still gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. He did. A couple long balls. But when you punch out 12 dudes out of 15 outs, I mean, it's pretty impressive, right? I mean, he had the best breaking ball I've seen him have all year long. I mean, it was unbelievable stuff. So I really think, and then when I watch Ackenhausen come in and Herring come in on the back end, Guidry, the freshman right-hander, I really think LSU's bullpen, guys, is in a really good place compared to, say, what it was maybe a month ago. Now, it's still not the bullpen it was 8 weeks ago before Shores and, of course, Edwards went down. But I really feel like it's in a really good place compared to what it was, say, 3 or 4 weeks ago.
And really, when you look at the 3 victories that you had there, the last day having 4 bullpen arms come in and do the job that they did, that might have been the most encouraging sign. I mean, you mentioned Ackenhausen there, and then Cooper and Herring. I mean, that was something you weren't really sure how it was going to go because you had to use Thatcher Hurd in that second game because of the rain delay. So those guys getting that work, and that feels like now, Ben, the 4 guys out of the pen that you're probably – because Thatcher Hurd's kind of a hybrid, but – the 4 guys that you're going to trust the most in late game situations.
Oh, no doubt. I think there's a trust factor with Jay, and when you talk about Thatcher Hurd, Ackenhausen, Guidry, Herring, and Cooper, I think those are his 4 or 5 guys where there's a high trust factor. You look at Riley Cooper and you say, well, the stuff doesn't blow you away, but the truth is he's pitched in the College World Series. He's pitched in Super Regionals. He's pitched in Regionals. He's been around a long time. He led LSU in appearances this year, last year, and he led Arizona in appearances, back in 2021. So he's a dude that takes the ball a lot. He's been in a lot of the big game moments, and he's a guy that I think Jay's going to lean on. Ackenhausen seems to be back from that hamstring issue. He's throwing the ball well. Guidry's been a surprise just because he didn't get any run early in the year because they told him they weren't going to need him, right? Yeah. And look, Thatcher Hurd and that's a great story in itself. And of course, Thatcher Hurd is finally become the guy that I think everybody hoped he would be when he was one of the number 1 sought-after transfer prospects out there this year coming from UCLA. And, of course, he lands here in Baton Rouge, and he's throwing the ball well, too. So, yeah, I really think it's in a good place, man. And I think our offense, I saw some guys who've been scuffling a little bit. Dugas got a couple knocks. Yep. The final game of the regional, including a home run. Trey Morgan got a couple base hits. He's been scuffling a little bit. Obviously, Cruz is back to doing Cruz things. Yeah. And it was just, we say that it rolls off the tongue, but it's just stupid what he's doing. He's that good. And, you hope your stars come out right in the big moments. You hope they come out in the postseason. Well, Dylan Cruz is a star, a big-time star, and he shined in the regional. Tommy White got a big base hit. I still want to see him get a little bit more selective at the plate. But, look, all in all, it was a good regional for LSU. I thought they swung it well. They scored runs. And here's what was impressive to me real quick, guys, is they won game 1 against Tulane playing small ball, which we haven't seen very much this year, right? So LSU got 11 hits against Tulane. 9 were singles. 2 were doubles. That was it. They had 2 sacrifice flies, and they had 2 sacrifice bunts, which we never see LSU do. That's how they beat Tulane. Then, against Oregon State in the final 2 games, it was back to guerrilla ball, and there was 9 homers hit in 2 games, a lot of offense going on with some good pitching. So LSU showed me something this year. They showed me, okay, we can win this way, and we can win our traditional way of banging the ball out of the ballpark. So I thought it was a good regional for LSU.
Yeah, it was fantastic overall. I maybe want to revisit some questions, but help me out with Kentucky here, Ben, because when you just look at their numbers, the starting pitching appears to be a bit interesting. In that I think it's kind of changed during the year. I know that wasn't Mason Moore who was so fantastic in their own regional. Yeah, he threw 5 perfect innings against Ball State. He comes back on Monday in the elimination game, 5 innings of 3-hit scoreless baseball. But doesn't have a ton of starts in the year, but he has very good numbers. What's your, I know in prepping for these games that you really dive into both these teams. What's your read on this Kentucky staff coming into this weekend?
It's a very deep staff. And, their dude and their best dude and their Friday night guy is Zach Lee. And he pitched game 2, I think was the game that they lost to Indiana 5-3. But he went 7 innings and gave up 4 runs. That's their dude, right? He punched out 9, didn't walk a batter. Mason Moore is an interesting guy. He's a guy that's kind of their wild card, and he's kind of like their Thatcher Hurd. They'll use him anytime to win a ball game. Travis Smith started, and Travis Smith, and that's kind of what Kentucky will do occasionally in a game 1 is they'll do like the opener, like in big league baseball, where some dude like Travis Smith, who's got good stuff, he'll come in and go 3 or 4, and if they're winning or it's a tied ball game, here comes the best dude out of the bullpen, which is Mason Moore. And look, he was shut down against Ball State, and then of course he came back in the final game. So that's kind of what they'll do. Their pitching staff is very good. It's a deep pitching staff. You look at the ERA, and I was breaking down. So it's the 12th best ERA in the entire country.
Wow.
They can really pitch it, guys. And when you think about Kentucky, you think about pitching, defense, and pressure. It's the number 1 fielding team in all of college baseball. They field 984, which is off the charts. I think their shortstops made 3 errors the entire year. Like, they catch it and throw it as well as anybody. They pitch it good enough. They're deep. And, of course, they pressure you on offense. Not with the home runs you mentioned. They only got like 51 homers the whole year. LSU's got 100, and 20, whatever it is, like 126 home runs.
They
right?
lead the SEC now, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like this is the worst team in the SEC home run-wise and the best team. Now, LSU's got the fewest amount of stolen bases in the SEC. Kentucky's got the most stolen bases. So it's an interesting – but here's what they do good together, right? LSU on-base percentage, second in the entire country, and you look at on-base percentage for Kentucky, it's 12th best in the entire country. So they both get on base at a high clip. The difference is one plays small ball, one plays big ball for the most part. And so Kentucky reminds me of the old school West Coast style of baseball. They're going to bunt a bunch. They've topped in the country and sacrificed bunts. They're going to steal a lot of bases. They're going to pressure you up, and they're going to pitch like hell and play defense. That's how they win ball games. And so LSU's going to have to defend the running game, first of all. And that's a concern for me. So can Hayden Travinsky elevate his game? We know it's offense over defense with him. They're going to test Hayden Travinsky behind home plate. They're going to run. And they're also going to test Tommy White over at third base a bunch this weekend because they're going to bunt a lot, and they're going to make Tommy White come up and play defense, which he is not used to doing. He's used to kind of sitting back and grabbing the ball and throwing it over to first base. He's going to have to be mobile and agile over at third base to make some big plays, because that's what Kentucky's going to do to LSU.
Ben, when you have a rematch like this and Kentucky's already been to your building, do you give any advantages to either team? Like, is it LSU because they won the series? Is it Kentucky because a lot of times in super regionals when you're traveling, you maybe don't know the ballpark as well as you would? Maybe you've never been there before, but Kentucky has been at LSU. They were there this year. Is there any advantages, do you think, in a rematch situation like this in supers?
Well, I think anytime you got a super at home, percentages show us when you're playing at home, you have the advantage on winning right now. Having said that, Kentucky was just in here 5 or 6 weeks ago. They're not going to be intimidated, although this will be a different environment than what they saw back in mid-April. That's true, right? But I think Kentucky's got a few things they can kind of hang their hat on. One, they're the only team during the regular season that had more hits against Paul Skeens in innings pitched. In other words, when they faced Paul Skeens the last time, Paul gave up 7 hits in 6 innings against Kentucky and 4 earned runs. They can kind of hang their hat on, hey, we were the best against him during the regular season. That's the most runs Paul gave up and the most hits he gave up during the regular season. And so, although they got 10-run rule in that game, they did make a little noise off of Paul Skeens. Now, what Paul Skeens just sit back and say, yeah, but I punched out 13 of you guys, right? And so, it's give and take on that end. And it was an interesting series because LSU won big in game 1, and then Kentucky comes back and wins big in game 2 back in April, and then it was a 1-run game in game 3. So, look, I expect this would be a very difficult series for LSU. They're going to have to pitch well. I don't think Kentucky makes any mistakes on defense. I think they're going to pitch the ball great. So LSU's going to have that timely hitting and coming up, big base hits with runners in scoring position to win against Kentucky. I still think it's a good draw for LSU. I don't think it could have gone a whole lot better, but this is look, it's super regionals, guys. We're down to the top 16 teams in the country, and Kentucky's certainly one of them.
Yeah, like it's always going to be hard, right? But relative to what it could have been, you're right. It is a maybe a relatively friendly draw. Ben, what did it do to you last weekend when Paul Skeens was 120 pitches in and still throwing one-on-one like it was nothing?
That's just Look, and for all your viewers out there that was hating on Jay Johnson about pitching him on Friday and hating on him about extra pitches, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm just telling you right now, because remember what happened. They started Paul Skeens on a Thursday at the SEC tournament to give him an extra day for this. So he got an extra day's rest, and they took him out, right, about 30 pitches sooner than what they would do at the SEC tournament. So LSU was totally set up for this, and he gets an extra day rest this time, and so I'm cool with it. Like, this is what happens in the postseason, guys. I mean, and I told somebody on another show not too long ago the other day, I said, listen, Major League Baseball guys do this. We see guys come back in the playoffs on short rest.
Mm-hmm.
We see some starters start a game, take 3 days off, and come in out of the bullpen in the playoffs. These are the things that happen when you get to postseason play. This is not risking Paul Skeens' health at all. I think it's totally fine. He's got an extra day rest this time. And look, the fact that he was still pumping 101, 120 pitches in just goes to show me he is a horse. I mean, you talk about a horse, guys. And look, saddle up and ride your horse this time of the year. That's what you do. You ride him all the way to Omaha.
Hell yeah, bro. All right, Ben. I can't wait for this weekend. It's you and Tommy Hart on the call?
Yep, me and TV's Tom Hart. That's right. That's who it is.
Hell yes, man. Ben McDonald, the legend at Real Ben McDonald. Can't wait, man. Saturday, 2 p.m. It's going to be so much fun. Thank you so much for waking up with us this morning, man.
Anytime, guys. Y'all take care. Have a good day.
There you go. Ben. Legend of the game. You heard it here. Man, truly two contrasting styles going to do battle this week. I guess, I knew it, but it is very interesting to think about that, right? The team with the most home runs, the least home runs, and then most all base least. Yeah, let's go.
Remember, there was some juice in that first series. I mean, you had Bear Jones yelling at the pitcher. You had Kentucky chirping back. Yep. You had Kentucky mocking, Tommy White's celebration after they won that game in game number 2. Right. Game 3, LSU wins, and half the team does the celebration towards the Kentucky dugout. Yeah, some juice to this series for sure.
More OTB coming up after this.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Hey, Casey, you look so full of crap, I may call Central Plumbing to come change that shirt as if it were pipes that had busted, like Kentucky's going to be busted come this weekend. Okay, bud?
Mm-hmm.
Centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Central Plumbing, come up to the studio right now and take care of this problem for me like you do everything else, right? With the 24/7 emergency service, the flat rate pricing, the great warranty coverage. Centralplumbing.org. When you overthink it, don't overthink it. Just call Central Plumbing.
Oh, the paint crew might actually come do that.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, dude. I'm being serious.
Just might. Go to centralplumbing.org.
Feel some pain.
Find out everything that they can do for you when it comes to the remodel. That's at your home or your business, and you'll see right there on the homepage. Doesn't matter how big your business is. If you're looking to remodel, they've got the fleet ready to go and available. Go tankless today with the tankless water heater as well. Never run out of hot water. centralplumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Turn my music high, 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 yeah. You don't know what you're doing. Sure I do. I'm from the streets with a hood to swallow on me. Bullets will follow on me. There's so much that you could run the slalom. And cops comb this top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. With personalities clashing, chrome meets chrome. Prices up and down like this Wall Street.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
a taco more than just a taco when it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 7.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We're at Rouse's Burbank and Lee, getting you set for LSU Kentucky Super Regional. Right radio hours return. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Getting ready to close out hour one here. And, well, speaking of baseball, Jake, of the professional varietal, your team and my team growing up, even though I've fallen off, the Atlanta Braves had a pretty nice moment last night.
Yeah, what made this really cool, so if you missed it, last night there was no play-by-play announcer in the booth. It was 4 Braves legends. It was John Smoltz, it was Tom Glavine, it was Chipper Jones, and it was Jeff Francoeur.
Wow.
That's who was the call. So, I mean, obviously all of them work in the profession, but you know, they're not play-by-play guys, but it was kind of a, hey, let's have like a little, basically a watch party. Let's put 4 legends in the booth. Yeah. And they're all really good at their job.
And this is on the this is on like the Braves broadcast,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's on the Bally Sports, whatever it would be.
Screw you, Bally.
Braves, I knew that was coming. Braves
Anyways,
broadcast. But the game, it was kind of out of hand a little bit. I mean, the Mets had like a 5-6 run lead, and then, you know, the Braves just kept chipping away a little bit. No pun intended. And it was kind of fun just to hear, you know, the fellas in the booth and talking about every run and a comeback. Well, they hit a game-tying home run in the 9th to force extra innings. But here is the call on the extra innings.
Get off. And that'll do it. Start the buses.
Pour Larry a crown.
Oh,
man.
Oh,
it's time to eat.
That will do it. Get off.
Who's the main voice there?
I think it was Francoeur. I think it was Jeff Francoeur.
Wow.
He's the one I think that said,
voice,
pour Larry a crown. And, of course, I told y'all yesterday they were messing with him because they were playing the Mets. So they called him Larry the entire game. There was no Chipper a lot of the time. It was all Larry. So, you know, they had some great conversations. And we've had Chipper on this show, so y'all know, I mean, really funny when he hit him with the pour Larry a crown.
There's not was that Chipper, I think, in the background yelling "Start the buses"?
Yeah.
There is not a better. There's not a better opponent that it could have happened to.
No,
as well
it's
with that
perfect.
booth for it to be the Mets and the history. Chipper Jones, very famously, an absolute Mets murderer back in the day.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
named
trying to
his
get him
daughter
with the
Shea
Larry.
after Shea Stadium because he owned them so much.
That's a flex.
Man, I know, and Mario's probably like, would y'all stop talking about this? Where's the play-by-play guy? I know you need that person, and we're going to have Tom Hart in 15 minutes. Does a great job. But that was fun. Like, sometimes, like, one-off situations, have a companion show type feel to it. Again, they're all in the profession. They just don't normally lead the game, and that was a lot of fun for a Braves fan to sit there and watch a game June 8th or whatever it was that really doesn't mean anything to the bottom line, but I watched almost every pitch because it was those four guys on the call.
Yeah, if you play 7,000 games,
you can have some fun ones.
Yeah, yes. It's okay to get a little loose sometimes in there. All right, hour 1 in the books, hour 2 coming up. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This summer, retirement is a state of mind. Whether it's a mid-morning activity or an early bird special, grab a Coors Light and chill like you're retired.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Friday, June 9th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 96. Coming up on OTB, we talk to play-by-play man Tom Hart at 8:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go. All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back into hour number 2 of OTB Friday. Rolling right along. I hope you're getting ready to have an excellent weekend, my friends. I know we are here in Baton Rouge. You can feel the crackling of tension in the air as super regionals are just hurtling towards us. I've been saying it wrong all week, Jake. I've been saying that this is LSU's first time hosting the Super Regional since 2019, but I think it's their first time being in a Super since 2019, right? Because that's when they would have lost to Tennessee after going up and winning in Oregon. So it's actually, like Ben said, this is the first time since 2017.
It's Florida State, right?
And then you lost that, right?
And you
won
did,
game one.
because you didn't think you were going to be able to host a Super, and then they pulled off the upset, if I'm not mistaken.
So even then, you didn't really earn it. So it's crazy. It's been a little bit of a hot minute since the city has had this. And what I love about it is, everybody, we know LSU's an incredible baseball crowd, but there was probably a 20-year run where LSU was the best baseball crowd in the entire country, and it wasn't even particularly close. And kind of like Tiger Stadium nowadays, in this new age, sometimes it struggles to get to like its peak. Now it's still great, right? And you hear the players and everything else. It's still unlike other places players have been, so unlike a lot of other places in the country. But what I love is that it's kind of like LSU Florida 2019 or LSU Alabama last year. Like, this is going to be the box at full potential.
So you were right. 2019 LSU baseball, you had it right. They did host Florida State that year. That's the year.
Oh, okay.
Because 17, when you said 17,
look at me, dude. Never
17
mind.
is when they lost to Florida in the championship series.
Okay, so never mind. So it was right. So it's still not quite as long, but still a long time.
Yeah, just have faith in yourself, man.
I don't
Just
know,
that
dude.
a little bit.
Why?
Because you're right.
Yeah, blind, broken clock and all that.
Yeah, so you win your regional there, but you didn't expect Florida State to win theirs, so that's why you hosted the Super Regional. But then you go over. You lost the first game to Florida State 6-4. You lost the second game 5-4. Devin Fontenot got the loss in both those games. So that's the last time.
Well, guess what? It's going to be different this time with Skeens taking the mound this Saturday. Interesting to hear kind of how Ben laid it out, Jake. It sounds like, because I know in a normal weekend series during the regular season, when it doesn't matter as much, teams at the end started to seed game 1 to LSU, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically say, you know what, dude, we're not going to attack Skeens. What are we doing? We'll take the loss and we'll try to get him game 2. I don't think you would ever do that in a super regional, but am I crazy? That's kind of what Ben made it sound like a little bit. Is that they're because it didn't sound like they were going to throw Zach Lee on Friday, did it? Who is he? Because he mentioned the other guy. I can't remember his name.
He mentioned having an opener and kind of a different situation. Baseball's such mind games, and it's such, hey, we're going to hold it until the very last minute. And Jay Johnson does it as well. And Jay's kind of got some of that Belichick in him where he's like, I am not telling you anything.
No.
I am not going to. Like, we are going to make sure we do it up until the last minute. So we'll see. There's certainly a way to do it if you're going against Paul Skeens. How do you want to handle it? But it's dangerous territory because if you do that and you almost guarantee Skeens a victory, then you got to go beat this lineup twice. Yeah. And who's to say like you have a pitcher that is better than Ty Floyd?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Especially
so like,
with the form he's been in lately.
You're betting against a lot if you do that. Conceding games this late in the season, not to say Kentucky's going to. We don't know that yet. But if they do, I don't like that move. Talk about beta moves.
Yeah.
That is the most non-alpha move you can ever have.
Well, and so like Ben said, they'll throw that one guy, he gives you like 3 or 4 innings, and you're in the lead, you got a close game. Then they'll put Mason Moore in there and try to snag that win. Maybe the ideal for LSU would be if you could get Mason Moore in there and still win, right? A little extended, take out one of their best bullpen arms. I guess he's like their Thatcher Hurd, but a better version of it in terms of just purely statistically. So it's going to be fascinating to see how the chess pieces are moved across the board this weekend. I know this. I trust Jay Johnson. And I love the fact that so many of y'all, think so much baseball. And so many of y'all were crapping on Jay Johnson for throwing skeins on Friday and talking about what a coward he was and blah, 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 blah. And now we had Jay Johnson on the show yesterday giving you a very in-depth, list of the reasons why he made that choice. He ended up going 10 deep. And now you had Ben McDonald today championing the choice as well. I'm going to go on a limb and say the vast majority of y'all don't know as much baseball as those two do. So I will follow Jay Johnson into the fray no matter what. I want LSU to win this week, and I want them to make Omaha. I want to see what this team can do because it's a special team. This year, though, has convinced me that Jay is the guy. I mean, last year kind of did as well, winning 17 games with that roster that was much less talented than this one. But then to amass the talent he did, to work through the injuries that they did, and to be where they are, you got the right head man. Now go out there and prove it this weekend and send the purple and gold to go buy Jello shots up in Omaha once again.
When you look at what he did, obviously high school recruiting, but through the portal last year, he got the most wanted hitter in Tommy White, the most wanted pitcher in Paul Skeens, maybe the second most wanted pitcher in Thatcher Hurd.
Yeah.
He knows what LSU is, and he knows that the resources that you're given here for college baseball, I think, are still unmatched. And the buy-in and the care for college baseball, there's some great places across the country, certainly across the Southeast, but that buy-in from LSU is still top-notch, and he's using that to his advantage.
Yep.
Right, and he realizes and he embraces the expectations that come with this job. And so, no, I think he's been an absolute home run here in the first couple of years as a head coach.
And look, man, you could have Kim Mulkey winning a Natty in year 2. You could have Jay Johnson making Omaha in year 2. Hey, Brian Kelly, ball's in your court, dude, right? I mean, you had a hell of a year 1, but
I asked him about
this is such a what have you done for me lately sort of world in which we live, and the expectations being set so high by these hires.
I'll have to see. Well, I mean, y'all played the interview. I was about to say I can see if I can get the clip, but I asked BK about that in Destin, and he's like, it's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
He's like, it's supposed to be like that at LSU. And it's one of the things I've really come to love about Brian Kelly is the fact that he wants all the smoke.
Yep. Yeah,
all
he's not like little Nicky out here. I don't like my permanent opponents, so we're going to play 8 games. Pfft, you're old, man. Get out of here. Time to put old Nick out to pasture. I'm just kidding. Do you agree? Good. Tacit agreement there from my co-host. Clip it. Do my quote.
Didn't say a word.
But then, that's what I'm saying. But do my quote, like a graphic, and then put Jacob Hester, but then in tiny parentheses, put on the show or something.
Yeah, don't do that.
and then tag Saban in it.
Tag him where? You think that man's got Twitter?
Does he not have even a Twitter that somebody runs? I mean, I don't think he's doing Twitter, but he doesn't even have oh, that's kind of interesting.
I don't think he does.
I just figured everybody did at this point.
No.
What if Nick Saban has a TikTok and we have no idea?
He could.
There's no chance.
Dabo's got one.
Yeah, who could forget?
Dickory Doc.
And the gloves.
There's only
that
drunk.
was early talk.
Yeah.
When Dabo did that.
There's only drunk Nick Saban on Twitter. There's no account for him.
Okay, never mind. Don't tag him then. You can't. Text it to him. Daniel Bass says you bring Nick out of the field and he'll fly away like the Jeepers Creepers monster. Also, somebody, who was it? I think it was Survive, said, oh, yeah, T-Bob and Jake, could you imagine Tiger Stadium hosting a playoff game? The electricity would be just absurd.
That's why I push for get rid of neutral site games for so long.
But
now
we're getting it, though.
Yeah, no, it's almost like you'd rather not because that means you got to buy. But
yeah, but whatever.
Yeah, no. Think of just LSU, Michigan, or LSU, Ohio State in Death Valley for a playoff game. Whatever the record is for for noise, it might, might go above that.
That would be unbelievable. That is the dream, and it's a very possible dream if you just forecast into the 2024 gene of college football. Jake, if you were doing, we're going to get to Tom in a second here. Actually, okay, this we'll do.
We can go a little bit. We can actually go a little bit later.
Oh, okay.
I tried to write you that note, and I was trying to point at it.
We're
not professional here. Who are we kidding?
We get it's a good note though. The excellent handwriting on display. We can go later.
That's
Tom is going through TSA. Well, what's funny, that is a little messy in normal handwriting. So that means when you write your notes, you're really taking your time. Like you're Probably. Meticulously like writing it. Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay, Tom's going through TSA, so we'll catch him in the airport post security.
He's trying to get here.
Yeah, hell yeah.
No games today. I know it's a little different. Normally he would be here if it was a Friday start, but it's a Saturday start. So
what about the same way that all your favorite Braves were on the broadcast last night? Somebody asked if you had an LSU football broadcast crew, who would be in the booth? And it's weird, right? Because you have
you gotta have personalities. They got to be legend status as well, though.
Yeah. So you kind of have a lot of guys.
I was about to say ESPN's lineup.
I was going to say, do we take them out of it?
Roll them out there.
Do we take them out of it, though, because we already hear from Marcus Spears all the time, and Ryan Clark all the time, and Booger McFarland all the time?
I would have to have the big Swagoo in a booth.
I kind of agreed I got to have Marcus Spears.
I mean, he would be so good in a booth in that situation.
Yeah.
The question is,
probably want Burrow in there, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, would Joe talk a lot?
I don't know. I mean, but I don't know. I never thought of
Yeah, I think all of those.
I know Smoltz is announcing.
He announces the main game for Fox every week. Frank Gore does Braves. Glavin does Braves.
Oh, I didn't know Glavin did Braves.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hell yeah.
Chipper did ESPN. He didn't like the travel, so he's no longer doing that. Now he's what did he say he was, like special assistant to the president?
Some sort of pseudo coaching role where he's kind of
and then he gets to coach. And I don't think the media stuff was his favorite thing to do, but he's done it before, so I don't know. That'd be a.
I want to put Glenn Dorsey in there. I just feel like we haven't heard from Glenn in forever, man. I used to love putt. I don't know that he'd be great on there, but I think Swagoo could probably. Because wouldn't Swagoo also have a little bit of old man on him? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he could kind of big dog him a little bit, whereas no one else could.
He was a senior when we were freshmen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that doesn't change.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it never changes.
No matter what happens.
It never changes. Now we'd have to get Glenn off a golf course in Calabasas, which would be a challenge.
So is that old? What does Glenn do nowadays?
Plays golf in Calabasas.
Wow.
All the time.
What a legend.
All the time. Every time I see him post, he's on a golf course.
He's like a Roman soldier. He made it through battles. He hit his retirement age, and now he gets to go just farm in his fields and live a nice home life. That's awesome.
Who's the guy, though, like you mentioned, no matter how great Glenn Dorsey was, and he finished 8th in the Heisman, I think, but still, Spears is always going to be big bro.
Yeah.
Because he's a senior, he's a freshman.
100%.
Do you have somebody when you came in?
I've always considered Ryan Miller to be like a pseudo older brother to me. I only had older sisters. I never had an older brother. He was a couple years older. I learned from him. He's now a riverboat pilot, just captaining ships with millions upon millions of dollars of cargo on them, which is just for the job that I do and the non-existent responsibility we have. I cannot fathom a job in which your day-to-day is, hey, if you make any single mistake, not only are you fired, but you potentially wreck global shipping lanes and screw up companies. And no, it's kind of insane. I'll never forget one time meetings because used to sit depth chart in the O-line meetings, and Big Schmilla stood up, bent over. I was kind of on my hands on my notebook, right, watching film, and just let out a flatulence that was so powerful that I think my hair literally started blowing in the breeze. It felt like my eyebrows got singed off, and then he's so big and goofy, he's just like all 6'5" of him. Shout out Barb great. Normally a baseball school, but
Barb Buccaneer.
I don't know. I thought you would know for sure, dude. Isn't Barb big
Mario?
time?
You're a play-by-play announcer.
I want to say that the Buccaneers. Let's confirm.
Did they win state again this year in baseball?
Probably.
They win every year.
Let's see. Gavin Guidry Barb, Justin Vincent Barb.
Really?
What was? what was his name? He's a lefty. He was so good. He played baseball when I played baseball. He hit me in the butt cheek, and it hurt. Wade LeBlanc?
To hurt your butt cheek, it must have been a pretty powerful pitch. That's a lot of booty to hit.
A lot of it. Big target.
Yeah.
Hurt. He played in the big leagues for a long time.
Really? And you can't remember who it was?
I think it was Wade LeBlanc.
Okay. Shout out Wade LeBlanc. Sounds like, you know what? He went to Barb, was a great baseball player. It sounds like it probably was Wade LeBlanc.
That
makes a lot of sense.
Pretty sure he played for Alabama in college, too.
Well, Wade LeBlanc sucks. Okay? I don't know what to tell you. He's a freaking bum.
Barb is the Buccaneers, by the way.
Trey Quinn?
Trey Quinn. I was about to mention him.
I could not think of his name.
That's the only alum I could think of.
He's playing in the USFL now.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trey Quinn Smith.
Nope.
No. It's like, it's not even really a joke there. It just kind of sounds funny.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
right.
Traquan Smith.
Like, I know, but like, there's no real connective tissue there, but it does sound kind of funny to think about.
All right, good. I was right. Wade LeBlanc was who I was thinking of.
Eric Naquin says, I don't think a team has ever gone undefeated in college softball. OU was so close this year, only lost to Baylor by 1 run. Yeah, in case you missed it, OU completes the three-peat, wins the national championship last night. And I don't know that there has ever been a more dominant national or a more dominant. I don't know. It's up there with like your 4-peat UConn in women's basketball or any dynasty that you can find in any college sport. It's unreal what Oklahoma softball did this year.
Yeah. Okay, so if you did it, and this is not being disrespectful, but if you did it 20 years ago in softball, if you did it 30 years ago in softball, I'd give you a tip of the cap and be like, man, that's impressive. Now when you look at the game and how much it's grown, just look at the crowds you just saw in Oklahoma City, the resources. I mean, look at Tiger Park and look at the building that they have. They have a softball-only facility, and we see those across the Southeast now, across really the southern part of the country. We see them on the West Coast now. There is such a buy-in to the sport of softball, so to do it now, to do it in the day and age when in the transfer portal and high school recruiting, and it's a sport that is continuing to grow and grow, that makes it so much more impressive than any teams that have done it in the past. What they did this year to lose one game, and also
in that sport
to have the most wins in the RPI top 25.
Wow!
So it wasn't against just whoever. Then they finished in the postseason.
Yeah.
It's they take nothing for granted. They celebrate everything, and they might be the best we've ever seen. No, they are the best we've ever seen.
They went 61-1 in that sport, right? In that sport where Coastal Carolina, and I'm just going to paint softball and baseball with the same brush here, right? A sport where like Coastal Carolina can win the Natty, right? Or Stony Brook can come beat LSU in a super. They went 61-1 in the most high variance sport that we follow. 53 straight wins, 3rd title in a row, 5th in the last 7 years, 6th in the last 10, outdoing even Skip and LSU of the 90s by 1.
And you were about to see them.
And now they're joining the SEC.
Yes. And Texas played the championship series last year. So Texas and Oklahoma coming to the league.
Yeah, I mean, look, Texas is good at everything but football. So I look forward to getting to square up with them because now we get the horns down for real. Consistently. Hell yeah. It's going to feel so good, dude. Imagine hitting a home run off Texas and just rounding the bases, give them one of these. That's got to be an all-time good feeling.
Is it going to be banned by the SEC?
No chance. They're not soft. Look at that. Okay.
Saying he's ready to go.
Yeah. Okay, Tom's ready to go.
Yeah,
okay,
that's what I was
cool.
trying
All
to
right.
give
Let's
you.
go to break. We get back. Tommy Hart.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
The importance of doing this Fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the Fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a Fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Miami Heat look to even up the series at 2 games apiece when they host the Denver Nuggets in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. That's Friday night at 7:30 p.m. right here on your home for the 2023 NBA Finals. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Let's go. JimsFirearms.net hotline where we got our guy, Tommy Hart. Just got through TSA. Coming down to the box this weekend. Tom, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
They charge extra for the pat downs, and I'm here for it.
Hell yeah, man. Made it through. Good job not getting all the drugs in your carry-on caught. I'm very proud of you. Just share this weekend if we happen to link up. Just kidding, everybody.
If you want, by the way, if you want tips on sneaking all that stuff through,
yeah,
subscribe to my newsletter.
Oh, okay, hell yeah, dude. It's easy.
Right.
Okay. What is it? Just keystring it? Is it that simple? Okay. We're done.
I didn't know we could get Hester so uncomfortable so quickly.
I mean, working with T-Bob, it's amazing.
Yeah, you should have seen him yesterday when we read every Mariah Mills tweet, just tweet for tweet, word for word.
Word for word, Tom.
Well,
Which reminds me, we might get rain this weekend.
That's why you love him. And look, we also have Ben McDonald. We talked to him recently. Cannot wait to hear you two in the booth, in the box this weekend. Tommy, what about, help me out with this Kentucky baseball team a little bit. We have the same thing of Ben, but what has your research into this Kentucky team shown as they kind of prepare to enter this super regional?
All right, I'm going to simplify this for you guys. I'm going to put it in football terms, okay?
Yeah. All right.
Kentucky baseball right now is Georgia Tech football under Paul Johnson.
Okay.
They realized that they couldn't compete in the recruiting space with all the powers in the SEC, everybody else in the top 10, the national powers, including Louisville. It's just up the road from them. So what did they decide to do? They said, we don't want to build this offense based on power, what everybody else is doing. We got to be smarter than that. Let's get a bunch of guys in here who are willing to take a pitch, who are willing to lay down a bunt, who know how to run the bases. They're going to be a good, solid defensive team. They don't make mistakes, but they also don't put the ball over the wall. So, but they found a way to make that work. They're not going to score 10 runs a game necessarily, but they have an efficient enough offense that they can play station to station and they can win games. And that's been their secret because they don't beat themselves.
And Tom, we were talking about this earlier. You know, a lot of teams during the end portion of the regular season, they wouldn't try to go against Paul Skeens with their ace. They'd save their ace for the second game, and they tried to almost guarantee themselves that game because they didn't think they could get the first game. Now, in the postseason, it's a little bit different. Like, you don't want to give away victories, but how do you think Kentucky will handle this against Paul Skeens?
Well, Nick Mingione loves to play the numbers, and he may even overthink it sometimes because he's working so hard to find whatever advantage Kentucky can have. And they're not going to have many, from a personnel standpoint. But I called the first game of that series with LSU earlier this year, and he was willing to walk Dylan Cruz in the first inning with one out and a runner at first base. Now, that backfired against him. Tommy White came up with a double, I think, in that next at-bat, and he made him pay. But his point was, listen, Dylan Cruz is the hottest hitter in the world right now. Why would we throw anything near the strike zone?
Yeah.
And so he recognizes, I think, how they have to kind of go about this backwards. I don't know what they're going to do from a rotation standpoint. And we're joking about the weather a second ago, but I really think that's the most intriguing part of this of the Super Regional, because you heard what Jay did last week against Tulane with Skeens and his thought process through that weather was coming. The only real chance of thunderstorms I've seen is Saturday afternoon, right about first pitch.
Oof.
If that's the case, I know Jay is just stressing about this right now. Do you risk throwing Skeens game one? Do you risk getting them out there, then having a 3-hour lightning delay?
Yeah.
Or do you just say, hey, listen, man, I've got my inside sources with the Weather Channel. Bro, you're going day 2. You're going to go Sunday night. We will do our best to win on Saturday. But we know with Paul Skeens, we're pretty much invincible. And if you lose Skeens, meaning he can only go 3 or 2 or has to sit for 3 hours, and then you risk bringing him back, you lose the biggest advantage you have over the weekend.
Now you've given me, I'm pretty weather agnostic, but yeah, now you've given me something to stress out over the next 26 hours. So thank you for that, Tommy. Look, I want to go back to LSU Kentucky Regional, but obviously you have gone super, but you've gone all around the country. You were on the call for that incredible Tennessee Clemson game in which Tennessee, a couple inches away from losing the game, they end up winning. They get like the 14th inning, just a wild game. But how about this? The most watched game of the regional round, nearly hitting 1 million viewers on average. I guess, how do you feel as someone who calls a lot of baseball in a lot of different parts of the country? How do you feel about kind of the continued growth of the game?
Well, it was evident to me, and I don't know if you guys can feel this sometimes, like, when you have an audience based on the interaction that you're getting via text, on social media, whatever it may be. We finished that game and went to go have a pop, and I turned to Kyle Peterson and I went, dude, that's going to post a big number.
Yeah.
And it was the casual sports fan that was watching. It was Herbstreit was tweeting about it. Herbstreit's a huge fan of all college sports and all sports in general, but I thought that was a good indicator. Like, there's some people that have been hooked by this game, and I think that's what any competitive game in a great environment can do. Because let's be honest, it wasn't just that there was a lot of drama in that game; it's that the place was sold out, and it was two brand names that people recognize and either want to root for or against. But it wasn't Ball State versus Indiana State in front of 200 people. It was Tennessee Clemson, and it was sold out. And I think all of that plays a role in it. And that's, by the way, a really good sign for what we have going on this weekend, because LSU is the most popular college baseball team in the world. And casual fans know when they're flipping through and they land on ESPN and there's a sold-out Alex Box Stadium, they know it's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, that's 3-4 inches, and who knows how that regional goes, certainly after that game. If Tennessee loses that game, they really don't sweat after that, so that certainly was something that we were all paying attention to.
Too bad they're not hosting, right? Should have been more. Little poor boys got outbid by Southern Miss. What's going on, dude? Tennessee, I thought they had the boosters, Tom. What's up, dude? I thought they had all the money in the world. That's what we're always told.
By the way, I don't want to be that guy that piles on, but the NCAA just has to be more transparent about this process. Their rules are, in my opinion, purposely vague, and if they want to, shuffle a decision one way or another, they're allowed that leeway based on how vague their rules are. But either come out and say, listen, this team has the advantage. This team would host if it gets to round 2, or seed them 1 through 64. But they're never going to do that, because that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and athletic directors who are working on big projects to pay attention throughout the entire season. And I don't think they're interested in doing that.
Tom, do you have your outdoor talk ready to go, going back to rain? Like, if it's a 3-hour rain delay and it's you and Ben McDonald sitting there for 3 hours and you have to have a conversation, do you have the fishing and hunting talk ready to go? Because I feel like you could BS your way through it.
I think I can get through just about anything. The best thing about Ben, a quick story, we're doing the SEC tournament probably 5 or 6 years ago, and we're talking about catchers calling their own pitches versus coaches calling it for him. And we go to break, and he takes his headset off. We're just BSing during the break, and he goes, hey, Junior, meaning Cal Ripken, Junior called every pitch I threw for 3 years. What? I go, what are you talking about? And he tells me the story in less than a minute before we go back on air. And as he finishes, I go, Ben, that's the kind of story you need to tell on air. And he goes, oh, shucks. You think anybody would care about that? That a Hall of Famer called every pitch you threw for 3 years from shortstop. Yeah, people would care. And so, listen, the bottom line with Ben is I could listen to that dude read the phone book, and he's going to entertain me, whether we're sitting in a rain delay or, in the car on the way to the ballpark or for 3 hours during a game. I can't wait.
No, I mean, You and Ben Together is the premier booth on ESPN1, 2 o'clock this Saturday. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Tom, football season right around the corner as well. I know you are a man of many coats. You do a bit of it all. Can I get a little SEC West favorite for you entering this football season?
Wow, just straight to it, huh?
I'm just giving a little test here. I just want to see where his head
Wow,
goes.
it's June.
I know. We're 88 days away, boys. We're less than 90 days. What are we talking about?
Let us get to Nashville first.
Nah, dude.
Listen, this is how you know you have a good wife. My wife was running errands yesterday. She knew I was going on the road trip, and she showed up. I was sitting at the kitchen table doing some prep work, and she threw an Athlons magazine down on the kitchen table. She goes, you want this? Hell yeah, I want that. Let's go.
That's the good stuff. To be honest, I forgot my question I was going to ask, and so I panicked. And I just threw
listen,
out
Tom,
there. I apologize.
Tom, listen. Whenever the Field Steel comes out, there's going to be a section, the all meathead team that me and Bobby Carpenter put together. That's where you need to focus, the all meathead team.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not. I don't want to kick anybody, but that's the worst publication out there. So overrated. Like just write in English, okay? Enough with all of these PS1s, ST5. Like I'd rather hear your partner talk about C3PO than try to figure out what all these little things are. I know, but let me answer the question. It's got to be LSU.
Yeah, there we go.
Offensive line, quarterback, wide receiver in there from somewhere else. You're running. I mean, the talent they have on the defensive line, the way they played with such chaos defensively late in the year last year. Unless there's injuries that occur before opening day, and we know that the depth isn't the same there that it is, say, in Tuscaloosa, I don't know how you could go anywhere but LSU.
Tommy, where are you at in terms of who you're feeling baseball-wise? Not necessarily, I don't want you to make a call on this series, but just maybe it doesn't have to be a team, but which teams you kind of feel are in the best form right now to challenge for the crown in Omaha?
Well, it's been a really weird run. You'll hear the stat all the time. The number one national seed hasn't won the whole thing since Miami in 1999. Okay. To me, that speaks to the parity and how difficult it is to win any given weekend in baseball, and especially when the pressure gets ramped up. But the one that means more to me is that the last 3 years, the number one national seed has lost in the Supers. I had Tennessee, Notre Dame last year. Tennessee got surprised by Notre Dame. 2 years ago, Michigan beat UCLA, and in 21, Arkansas had the best team in the country all season long with the best pitcher, and they couldn't. And by the way, they blew out NC State in game one 21-2.
Yep.
And then lost the next two games. So I think Wake Forest is a really, really, really good team, and they're deserving of number one. History will tell you that whether it be pressure or randomness, that it's tough to even make it to Omaha as the number one. So. In that regard, with the pitching depth that both Tennessee and LSU have shown as of late, I would lean towards one of those two. I just think that talent wins in the end, and you hear this all the time in college football. Stars matter. LSU's got the stars. They just need more dependable pitching, especially out of the bullpen, and they've gotten it recently.
Tom Hart, the legend, joining us live from the airport because he's a great dude, taking time out of his very busy day. Tommy, we cannot thank you enough. Cannot wait to hear you and Ben on the call this weekend. I hope people give you all the beer, all the food, all the love, because I know you are beloved over here. So looking forward to this weekend, man. I'll, can't wait to tune in. Thank you. I
can't wait. I'm going to get a muffin from the Sky Club. I don't know what that means in Zion's lingo, but it's just going to be a muffin from the Sky Club.
Hell yeah. I can tell you what it means in Zion's lingo.
No, don't. Don't. We'll save that for later.
All right, Tommy, take it easy,
Hope
man.
to see you guys in person this weekend.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
See you,
Tom Hart, the legend, him and Ben in the call, ESPN 1. Can't wait. More OTB coming up next.
Muffin in the Sky Club.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Oh, wow. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com. Your muffin in the sky is at AllStarToyotaOfBatonRouge.com. Zion may be catching a lot of flack for test driving a lot of vehicles right now, Jake. But All-Star Toyota will never get mad at you for spreading yourself out a little bit and maybe seeing what's right for you. Maybe you enter Sienna one day, you enter Sequoia the next. Maybe a 4Runner, Tacoma, a big old truck like a Tundra. Can you handle all that, big guy? We're going to find out. Okay. It's all there for you at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com or just All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. Go see them off Airline Highway today.
That's if you're buying new. That's if you're leasing. That's if you're renting. All of that we tell you about every single day. The full fleet is available in every situation. You're not going to get that everywhere. In fact, I don't know that you're going to get it anywhere else. So go check out those per-day rental prices, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Sandiger, join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch. We are live at Ruffino's starting at 11 a.m. Super regional action will start when we do, and we're previewing more of LSU in Kentucky. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It was 1989, my thoughts were short, my hair was long. Caught somewhere between a boy and man. She was 17 and she was far from in between. It was summertime in northern Michigan.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T.R. Jake Meyer, Casey hanging out with you today. Had some fun with old Tommy Hunt. Legend of the game. Yeah, to be clear, the SC West question, I just panicked. I had something funny I wanted to ask him.
Where that came from.
No, I had something funny I wanted to ask him, and I just completely lost it. Yeah. And then as I was flailing about, I just grabbed onto the life raft that I saw, which, classic is just like SEC football.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's on me. That's on me.
How about Tom not really feeling the Phil Steele?
Wait, yeah. So at first I thought that was a bit.
I did too. I was like, because I said, like, hey, check out the All Meathead team. Yeah. I'm like, oh, he's gonna hate on the magazine. He's like, I mean, what does all this mean?
I don't know, dude. It's like, okay, wow, sheesh.
Look, I guess you have
their favorite.
I guess you have to be a meathead. I don't know. So me and Hartsock one time, because Hartsock loves Phil Steele as well. Like, he's like, all right, I'm gonna give you these meanings, and you have to tell me what they mean, because there's a bunch of abbreviations, and I think I went 8 of 10, but I do understand that maybe it's not the easiest if you don't, do a deep dive, maybe some of the, language in there, but I like it.
So I haven't read Steele and
that's what we had in Atlanta last year.
No, I know, but I haven't, I don't remember, like, when I've read it, I don't remember thinking, like, what is this language, really, though?
Yeah, Tom.
And Tom's very sharp.
You went to Mizzou. You're smart.
Obviously. MIT.
ZOU. I'm glad you said.
What?
We were in Destin, and Dennis Gates, the basketball coach at MIZ, and and Doring finished it ZOU. And so it was funny. And then Eli came on, and Eli's like, day one, SEC this morning, like, we'll come on anytime, like boys with all of us, right? And he does the MIZ, and we all look at CD to finish it. He's like, what are y'all looking at? We're like, CD.
You just did it.
What?
You just did it a little while ago.
What? And so Drink just crushed him.
Keep up.
Yeah.
Song Street stolen from Sweet Home Alabama Werewolves of London. I'm sure they got paid, but it's a direct copy.
Everything's a direct copy now, and for a long time.
Yeah, inspired by, right?
Yeah.
Even on-air style, a lot of times, I always feel like I'm just a grab bag of different stuff that I like, and I just try to combine it into one being. I know y'all are here. I know y'all, and I know T-Bob's so tired of me talking about this, but like our idea for a game show, Chew or Spew, got stolen by Barstool. Yeah, I know, dude.
We filmed it a year ago?
Yeah.
At least a year ago. And we never put it out there because we were trying to get it right, and there was some questions that we wanted to kind of have back.
We had some problematic stuff. And you can't really refilm that because there was dog food involved, and so nobody really wanted to refilm that for that first episode. Chew and Spew. I don't want to ever be a competitor on Chew and Spew.
But that's the whole point.
I know.
But they have their own show.
I still think about eating that dog food with whipped cream. It's freaking disgusting.
It's a dog Sunday.
It is stuck in my head forever.
So they have Truth or Puke, which is literally the thing we filmed.
Horrible name, by the way.
Yeah,
compared
Chew or Spew, which Katie came up with.
Yeah.
We filmed it like a year ago, and I was like, hey, where is that? So maybe we can get some clips and be like, hey, we filmed this like a year ago. Nobody can find any clips. Danny's like, they're on the computer, on the YouTube, just not under the name. I'm like, yeah, you're talking a different language to me. But it's out there. So just know if we ever put it out there, it's got a date on it. And
What, he has it like on the private YouTube or something?
I think so. I don't know what that means.
That just means that he uploaded
I'm like Tom Hart watching
or
reading the field still. Don't know.
Yeah, that's like kind of like if he uploads, it just means that nobody but the owner of the account can see it. So I don't know. Maybe we'll continue to get with Danny, but old Snaps is putting Danny to work right now, Bo. They got Danny the Volume's got Danny not just editing Snaps all the time, which you should all check out. Snaps, youtube.com/@VolumeSnaps. Please go like and subscribe. Just hit 500. Going to get 1,000 by Monday, but they have Danny doing a bunch of politics stuff too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What are they doing in politics?
They got some guy that's, I don't know. I'd never heard of him, and then I look and he has like 1 million followers and has like Henry Winkler on it. So I don't care about that space. I dabbled in that space years ago. It's just so brutal and so exhausting. I don't give a damn. But the point is, Danny has he's getting run ragged a little bit here right now. But Danny, figure it out, okay? Figure it out. How about that?
I don't think he really cares, and I get it.
What about yours? Yeah, he's moved on. Danny doesn't care about us at all anymore.
I'm just surprised he's still in the group text. He doesn't say anything anymore.
Nope.
But
Nope. He probably has us on silent.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's always a sad day. Anytime somebody goes too quiet in the group text, you can pretty much assure they've muted the group. Which, what are you going to do? Good riddance, you bum.
Because we added Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Taylor's very active.
Yeah.
Very active in it. Which is a bit of a bummer. I realized we want to do a tier list today, but then we don't have Taylor in, so we can't do it yet.
This week we had great ideas.
I know we didn't
Sandlot,
fall through him. I forgot to watch Sandlot.
We were going to do it. Just no. Best intentions.
We're just gonna move it. We're just gonna move it by a week. Hey, best laid plans of mice and men. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour number 2 of OTB. Get ready to close out the week with hour 3. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Get 3.99% financing at Corvell Toyota in Opelousas on select 2023 models. And we also have a large selection of pre-owned inventory. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down to my last dime. Come home in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And
join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. We'll be at Rouse's, Burbank, and Lee, getting you ready for LSU and Kentucky in the Super Regionals. And running back Josh Williams, fresh off a trip to Senegal. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
When I met you in the summer.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Oh, feeling super on this Friday, June 9th. God, I can't wait till tomorrow afternoon, dude. 2 p.m. It's going to be lit in the box. Liddy. Oh, can't say that. Maybe that'd be funny. Liddy for... come out to Don Juan at 2 p.m. though if you're not going to the box. But go to the box first. Like if you can go to the box, pack it out, make it as crazy and hostile as possible. Make the BBL Nation piss down their leg. I think it's BBN. I've been reading too much Zion stuff.
Yeah, BBL is definitely
My
not
bad,
it.
dude. My bad, dude. I'm too deep in the Zion internet wormholes.
BBL is also bad body language.
True.
Yes. It's big blue.
I don't know about the BBLs, dude. It just seems like too much. And I love it, I guess I'm talking a big game, though, right? If actually confronted with one, I'd probably dive in. But I just I don't know.
No, I'm with you. I saw a good amount of that in Miami, and I honestly do not think it's attractive.
If you can make it look less like you're a centaur, less like you're a half-horse, half-human creature of mythological origin, then it works a little more. Like do a responsible BBL, where you fatten the goose up, but it's not so fat that he can't walk.
You can only reach a certain amount of disproportional before it looks bad.
Exactly. That is exactly it. It's a proportion problem at the end of the day. Talk to Euclid. Isn't that the guy? Euclid's theory of geometry or whatever? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Hour 3 of OTB next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
You know who doesn't have bad language, Jake? Adjutant of Baton Rouge.
You know who does?
Who?
Jay Cutler.
Yep. Very true. Jay Cutler, BBL, said it plenty of times.
Yeah.
He would look so funny with a BBL. But the point is, Adjective's customer service is second to none. They say service to the highest degree, and it's not just lip service. Look at the online reviews, and then when you work with them, be prepared to experience it yourself, as you're going to take control of your comfort zone. And we know storms are all over the place, going to continue throughout storm season. If you can't, you got like a freezer full of meat or something, you can't afford to lose power, you need to invest in a whole home generator. Right now, you get it from Agtemp. You get $1,000 off, and you get free whole home surge protection. Go to agtempbr.com.
Yeah, once you go to the website, you'll see everything T-Bob's talking about. You'll also see in the top right corner where you can schedule that appointment online. I've done it on the show before. I mean, you can do it right now. They're going to come out today. They're going to tell you exactly when they can come out. Go schedule that appointment today, agtempbr.com.
Turn my music high, 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 yeah. You don't know what you're doing. Sure I do. I'm from the streets where the hood can swallow on me. Bullets will follow on me. There's so much that you can run the slalom. The cops comb this top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. With personalities clashing, chrome meets chrome. Prices up and down like this Wall Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Friday, June 9th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 96. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, including our conversations with Ben McDonald or Tom Hart, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. And you can catch the rest of today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN or on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake Martin, Case hanging out with you. 1 hour left till we send you into the weekend and we go into the series at the box. Come Monday, we could be celebrating a trip to Omaha, or we could all be very tensely puckering a winner-take-all Game 3, or we could all be crying into our cups. The disparity between the outcomes is why I love sports so much, right? It's the old ABC Wide World of Sports intro. The, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. It's all in play this weekend right here at Baton Rouge for the first time since 2019. This hour will probably be a little all over the place. No Rivers this hour. But, you know, it's tough to remain focused for it's senioritis hour, okay? It's tough to remain super focused for the final hour of the week. You even sent me an article about Kellis, who you'll probably know as the person who sings
Kells, right?
Kells, is that what it is? Kells?
I think Hester said it correctly.
Okay,
We confirm it.
The person who sings Milkshake, 43 years old, dating Bill Murray, 73, 2 years old.
Yeah, pop off, Bill.
Go ahead, Bill.
Say, Bill.
I see you, bro.
Say, Bill.
See you, bro. What you want, Bill? A little HRT, a little blue chew. What we got cooking, dude? What you got cooking, dude? I feel you, bro. Yeah, good for him, man. Odd couple, but I love it.
Very random couple.
Also, I think Milkshake's been making a comeback lately. I want to say it got huge on TikTok and like re-entered the top 100 or something. I'm not 100% on that, but I feel like I heard that lately. I do. So Chris Branch, LSU grad, does really good work for the Athletic Kids. This thing called the Morning Pulse. It's like a great read to find a bunch of random stories. Did you know that the NCAA officially changed their block and charge rule to where now the defender must be planted before the offensive player's foot leaves the ground, right? So if no longer can a guy jump and then somebody jumps in front of him and gets a charge, you have to be in your position before his plant foot leaves the ground, which is going to be tough for refs to see, certainly, but it should cut down on the ridiculous amount of charges in college basketball, which are absurd to begin with. Don't know if the NBA is going to follow suit, but hopefully.
Is there anything that referees love more than to give the blocker charge? Certainly the charge.
Yeah, they get into it.
Oh, they love it. They love it.
It's they love. I mean, they certainly love calling the charge, and the charge has a more punchy feeling. It's like a strikeout almost, but they love either one, right? Because it is truly the most Schrodinger's call of any referee situation that we have, where you don't know what it is till you open the box, right? Is the cat alive or dead? Is it a blocker charge? And the ref lets you sit there for about 2 seconds floating in the ether, and then he closes one reality and opens the other, and everybody goes crazy or gets pissed off. It's wonderful.
Yeah, sometimes he'll run forward quickly like he's going to signal charge, and then he'll pull it back as they block. Fake out the whole stadium.
They love it. They love it.
That's the Scott Foster staple.
What other moments in refereeing would be up there? I mean, certainly baseball, big 3-2, like, is it a strike? Is it a ball? Punch out's always a big deal. Or did he swing, checking down? You know, those are pretty big ones. But I don't know if any of them
we were talking
compare.
about, Tom Hart called the Tennessee-Clemson regional there in that first game. Well, the play that they reviewed, the double play that would have ended the game for Clemson, they would have had a walk-off victory. They called him safe. He was out. The umpire, they go to review. He comes out, and he's like, looks around, and he's like, and I was like, I've never seen a guy, like, normally they're like point to it, they're like this or point to it. I mean, he like waited, like looked around, got his feet right, and then just gave like a he's out.
Oh my
And they were
God.
at Clemson.
Yeah, and it was like, boom.
Yeah. Oh man. And I was like, this guy knew exactly the moment.
That is so good. So hopefully less BS blocks less BS charges in college basketball next year. Also in Chris Branch's The Pulse, Bryce Young taking QB1 reps with the Panthers, which I guess is not. Is that a story? I don't know.
No, he's round one, pick one.
Yeah. I guess that's fair. But your boy Andy Dalton getting beat out. Is he getting old? I don't know, dude. You know.
I don't know.
No, I mean, look, Andy Dalton knows what he's there to do. He's
Higher
there to train
QBR
Bryce
than
Young.
others.
Yeah. Well, okay, relax because Sports Illustrated's panel of NFL experts just chose Derek Carr as their. I don't know if he was unanimous, but he won. He won. They think he's going to be the best. They think he's going to be the MVP of the NFC South. How about that?
Oh, what? Sorry.
How about that? I mean, maybe
I
when
thought
you dive into
it was going to be Kyle Trask.
I was going to say, okay, maybe when you dive into the NFC South, it loses a little bit of its shine, but hey, you don't need to. Okay, just stick with the headline. Derek Carr projected to be MVP of the NFC South. There you go, dude. Hell yeah. Bryce Young QB1. I'll be interested to see, man. I as much as I hate it, I am a Bryce Young fan. So,
Why do you what?
Well,
You
just
don't have to-
Alabama.
he's done though. He doesn't play for him anymore. I guess he does play for a
and he
division
didn't really
rival.
he did hurt you at times, but then you got him back, and
You almost
He
got
didn't
him
win
in
a
his
natty.
building, then you did get him in your
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
Was LSU his kryptonite?
Well, I would
Think
say,
about it. He didn't play well in Tuscaloosa. I'm just saying.
Wait, what? Oh, somebody just linked me a U.S. chess master that plays in the quarter every day.
There you go.
Damn, dude. There we go, dude. Where is this? I gotta go find this.
I told you, just open up your own.
Yeah, you told me open up my own. Like I have time to just start a chess club on the weekends. Like, what are you talking? How am I going to open? I don't want to open and manage my own chess club. I want a group of people that already play over the table that I can just go play over the table with. This guy would whip my ass, but I'd still love to play him. Play the living legend. Jude Akers? I don't know how I would pronounce
What
it.
did you just do, old man?
My eyes are getting bad, dude.
Ooh.
I know, dude. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It really is bumming me out. Agers. I can't see. What a fit.
How would you do if you sat down like in something like that though, in chess?
Well, against this guy, no, I'd get absolutely demolished. This guy, if he's a master, then not even
I don't know what
close.
that means. I mean, I get the gist of it, but
there's master, international master, grandmaster. It's like, but chess is weird. Okay, so in 5-minute blitz, my elo is like 850. And if I play somebody that's 950, I'm going to get my ass kicked almost every time. And he's probably closer to 2,000 or maybe even 2,000. So it wouldn't even really be much of a competition. I would be like a 5-year-old, like trying to play pickup against an 18-year-old. Like it's just not gonna. It just would not go well. But I still want it. I still want it over the table. I'm gonna get my.
Are you
ass
still?
kicked.
How much are you still playing?
play
Because
every day.
okay, that's good.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that you've been into that has been a constant.
Yeah, I know.
So you found it. You found that thing.
Well, no, I mean it comes and goes too in terms of playing a ton versus playing like 1 or 2 games a day. And yeah, and there are other things that just wax and wane. Like miniature painting is, I can feel it creeping back into me. It's weird. I can feel these things coming from weeks out, and I'm probably right around the corner going to get back into it. But I mean, not to brag, that 850 5-minute blitz chess now puts me in the 70th percentile on chess.com. So the road to 1,000 continues. Multi-year journey, trying to make it, dude. I got to start studying open. So, okay, other things from the Athletic today. LSU, or excuse me, the SEC, Jake, are cowards and screwed up their 2024 schedule. You know who did not? The Big Ten.
Yeah, we actually caught up with Tom Petitti, the new commissioner of the Big Ten, yesterday, and I was really impressed with him.
They nailed it.
He used to work for CBS and mentioned he remembered doing a bunch of LSU games on CBS back in the day, and he's got a TV background, MLB Network, and that's, God, you look at Notre Dame, by the way, they're going to be getting a new athletic director, head of NBC Sports, and so
Swarbrick retired yesterday, right?
Well, he's going to in 24.
Wow,
is going to be his last year. Man, everyone that's taking over now, Greg Sankey worked his way up from the Southland.
Yeah.
Like now it's like TV execs in the Pac-12, in the Big 12, at Notre Dame, which kind of has its own committee. Like if you're the AD at Notre Dame, you're a commissioner basically.
Yeah,
because you have TV rights deals that you're working out, and then the Big Ten as well. And they did it kind of in a unique way because like Iowa has 3 permanent opponents, Penn State doesn't have any.
Yeah,
Ohio State has 1.
Imagine that. They were just very level-headed about it, and just were like, okay, y'all care about these games. You get a game, you don't really care. That's fine. We'll rotate. Like everybody's still playing everybody else. Same deal. Like you're going to play home and away in 4 years, and yeah. So like Jake's talking about, I found that to be pretty fascinating. Everybody has from 0 to 3 permanent rivals.
Yeah,
depending on what your rivals are, and they play 9, or excuse me, do they play 10 or no? Yeah, 9 conference games, and then 10 Power 5 games, I believe.
Yeah.
SEC looks pathetic.
But all that's rolled into their new TV deal. The SEC did not do it because those games are not being paid for right now. So, and not to say that they won't. Now, this was a deal for 24 and 25, but Bobby asked him the question to the commissioner, is this kind of like the SEC where it's kind of temporary and then maybe you'll move on? And he acted like, no, it's just like this is what we're rolling out right now, but this is how we feel kind of going in the future as well.
How about did y'all ask at all about, or was he able to open up at all about having to kind of clean up Kevin Warren, putting together the framework of a deal and then being like, I'm out, later guys, deal's done, and then it's not really done?
In a roundabout way, I was asking him about like the checklist when you take over, and I mentioned as like, not having that done, not having scheduling done, and he kind of made it sound like, yes, the headlines, I understand them, but there wasn't as much work to be done.
Okay, so maybe we were crapping on Warren a little too hard.
He still acted like there was something to be done, but maybe not as much as we thought. So, again, like with his background at CBS, at the MLB Network, working in the commissioner's office, I think with Major League Baseball, they've got a sharp guy, no surprise, in there that's going to do some big things in the Big Ten. By the way, like I didn't know Iowa had 3 opponents that they played that mattered that much.
Yeah, let me think here. And wait, but 3 Big Ten opponents, you're telling me?
Yeah, because
right?
Iowa State.
So Iowa State would be out there. So let me guess. Is it Nebraska?
I'll have to look. I mean, I
don't even know.
I'm not Big Ten Bob.
As Branch points out in the Pulse.
All right. Here is the protected annual rivalries in the Big Ten. Michigan, Ohio State.
Yep.
Michigan, Michigan State.
Great.
Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Love it.
Minnesota, Iowa.
Yep.
Wisconsin and Iowa.
Okay.
Nebraska and Iowa.
There you go.
Maryland and Rutgers. Can't wait for that one.
That's what Chris pointed out. He's like, I'm so glad that we protected the Maryland-Rutgers game. What would college football have been without?
Indiana, Purdue, obvious. Illinois, Purdue. Illinois, Northwestern.
Oh, wow.
USC and UCLA.
Okay. Hell yeah, dude.
So, I mean, you got Iowa's got 3. You've got Purdue, who has 2. Penn State, again, has none. USC and UCLA only have 1. Ohio State only has 1. Michigan has 2. Michigan State only has 1. So everybody doesn't have to have the same, which I found that to be surprising and not bad.
Yeah.
Like T-Bob said, I just found it to be surprising because we've always talked about the SEC and, like, LSU is like, are they going to force? Who are they going to force? Texas A&M probably is going to be forced there, or whoever it might be forced. Is it going to be Ole Miss? They're like, hey, if we don't have to force it, let's don't force it. He's like, look, we talked to every school, and we kind of asked them, hey, what games do you have to play? And also, like we were talking about, like for Ohio State, why do they only have 1? They're a big brand. They want to spread Ohio State
True.
to these other campuses to make
True.
that matchup feel a little bit better.
Very true. So Iowa has Wisconsin, Minnesota, and
Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Nebraska.
kind of a nice draw for Iowa. I mean, those are not bad programs, but
yeah. I mean, you don't have like an Ohio State or Michigan.
I mean, I
or Penn
guess
State,
Wisconsin's
but,
actually going to be awesome, though.
Yeah, Luke Fickell.
Minnesota's really solid under P.J. Fleck, and we all know Nebraska's likely going to be fighting for Big Ten championships in 2 years. So I see it.
So it's still, gosh, when you just see USC and UCLA here in the Big Ten, and by the way, like, I don't know if you saw T-Bob, like, if you couldn't see that chess name, you're not seeing.
I can't see
this thing.
You're holding up such a tiny font.
I know that's how they release it. So USC's Big Ten opponents in 2024: Maryland, Northwestern, Penn State, Purdue, UCLA, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Probably the heaviest of heavy hitters. I believe they're going to have Michigan inside the Coliseum.
What is this? The Rose Bowl? Go, dude.
The Rose Bowl's where UCLA plays.
You get what I'm saying. Yeah. Pac-12, Big Ten action. Survive says T-Bob Jacob would be a fly on the wall in the NIL meeting in Washington with Kelly Woodward, Saban, and Sankey. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Sankey was in that picture. As well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. I still find
I saw one with Tommy Tuberville. I always forget he's like official
senator. Yeah, here's to hoping Tubbs, got educated on the 3 branches of government after becoming a U.S. senator. I think that, did you see the Hunter Yurchek quote yesterday? Okay. When we get back, maybe we talk about that just for a minute, and then we get into some more shenanigans. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
OTB, OT.
Get Gordon and get it done. Okay? You need somebody that's going to fight for you in the courtroom. You want Gordon McKernan, injury attorneys, 225-888-8888. But what about the man behind the billboard? Because if you go on social media and you follow @GetGordon, you'll see Gordon giving excellent advice in different wreck situations, providing you in-depth litigious analysis on accidents and who is at fault and whatnot. It's some really interesting stuff, and you see him giving back to the community as well. So when you need l'avocat, a lawyer or an avocado, go get Gordon and get it done today at GetGordon, 225-888-8888.
Yeah, when you go to that website, getgordon.com, you can have a chat with a live agent right there on the site. But like T-Bob said, wherever you're at in Louisiana, wherever you're at, put the area code before the 8s, have a conversation with them that way as well. So many different ways to get in contact with them, and they are ready to help. So dial that number, that area code, followed by 888-8888.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, I'm happy to say we have vehicles in stock and more coming in at no markup. Don't pay over MSRP. Come on down to Corvell Toyota and choose your new Toyota today. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our client.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We're at Rouse's Burbank and Lee, getting you set for LSU Kentucky Super Regional. The Right Radio Hours return. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
One 104.5 ESPN and Acura Baton Rouge want to know how rad is your dad? Upload a picture of your dad doing dad things to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge now through June 15th for a chance to win him a charter fishing trip for 4, courtesy of LouisianaCharterFishing.com. We'll choose a winner at random on June 16th. Happy Father's Day from Acura Baton Rouge, LouisianaCharterFishing.com, and 104.5 ESPN.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Shout out the Rad Dad contest. I want to say Charter Fishing was one of the whiskey and wine sponsors at the beginning of last year, and then they didn't really feel like maybe it wasn't the best brand synergy. So the much more wholesome dad contest, Rad Dad contest now taking place.
What do you mean?
What is a dad thing? Like mowing the lawn, adjusting the thermostat, maybe edging the lawn, even more so than mowing.
Grilling,
yeah, there we go. Drinking milk at midnight, straight out of the carton. Huh? Anybody?
Nah. That'd be more Jake, I feel like.
He is a milkman.
Mm-hmm.
Who likes milk more, Zion or Jake? I guess Mariah's the one that likes milk in this situation.
Josh Hart.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you weren't here. Were you here for all that?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember if you were out of town or not.
The clip started with me asking, have you ever drank your significant other's breast milk?
That's right.
And some of my friends saw it.
I forgot you kicked it off from, you kicked it off with your Josh Hart knowledge. Jake, so pretty wild here, but in a little bit of NFL news, and I do want to have that Angel Reese video ready here in a second, case. You just have it ready to go, and I'll call for it in a minute. But in NFL news, the Vikings are going to release Dalvin Cook, and RG3 points out Dalvin Cook is 27 years old, is 1,000 yards, 4 straight seasons. He scored 43 touchdowns, and just basically saying this is ridiculous. He has over-earned that money, and yet still they don't want to pay him the money. Mark Ingram comes out, talks about how disrespected backs are in the NFL, how they need their own CBA players union. You're obviously a big fan of running backs. How does it make you feel to see a running back who has been dominant, maybe some injury stuff in there, but still 4,000 yards, 43 touchdowns, and still, and young, not even at the, I think like 28 or 30s maybe where it starts to fall off, and yet still can't even get that money, dude.
It sucks. I hate it. You've heard me talk about it. In the NFL draft, it feels like every single year we've got players that dominate college. It's like, yeah, man, I can see him going in the top 60 picks. You're like, God. A lot of times he's like the best player on the field in college.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, running backs just aren't valued. And I do understand it. I do understand where the position is. I understand that, once you get to 29 years old, that's pretty much
That's what it is? Is that when it is, 29?
I think 29 is kind of where you hit that brick wall. But still, I mean, we have seen that you can, play a high level of football, obviously, if you've got that running back. Now, with Cook, obviously, you mentioned some of the injury situation, but it's a little surprising they couldn't get anything for him, but there's just no value in running backs right now. I mean, think about Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs, who led the NFL in rushing, 1,600-plus yards. Now, he hadn't signed his franchise deal yet, but they could have had him for that 5th year because he's a first-round pick option. They declined that option. It's a guy who ran for 1,600 yards a year ago. Derrick Henry's names have been in trade talks all off season long. So Dalvin Cook was 6th in the NFL last year in rushing. Averaged 4.5 yards per carry. So it wasn't like he was averaging 3.7.
No.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. You move on from that guy. He's under contract, and there had to be something, I hope, behind the scenes, because if not, then running backs just truly don't matter anymore. And I mean, look at Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams, 11th in the NFL in rushing last year. 11th. He had, 17 touchdowns?
Yeah, and one of Bill Barnwell's big takeaway and why the Saints offseason sucked was that he doesn't think that Jamal Williams was worth it. And they only gave him 3 years, $12 million.
Okay, 11th in rushing as far as yards. In touchdowns, Jamal Williams was 1st in the NFL.
Yeah.
The number 1 guy. You only gave him 3 for 12, and people are hating on that. That tells you how devalued running backs are. I mean, Austin Eckler for the Chargers.
He had to battle.
He did it. And we didn't even get it. He's
I thought this offseason
he was going to request a trade, and he requested it, and it's just like, oh, you aren't going to do anything? Oh, well, I'll be back.
They kind of fizzled out.
And dude, they're a different team with Eckler. Like when Eckler's not in there, they're not as good.
That's what I don't get about the Vikings. I remember a couple of years ago, that was the whole deal with the Vikings. Like when Cook was off the field versus on the field, they were a completely different team in terms of being way worse when Dalvin Cook wasn't there. But I mean, O'Connell knows offense, right? Like, isn't that his deal? So, I mean, he knows way more than I do. I just think it's just shocking, man. It's really odd. It's really, really odd.
I don't know. I mean, everything kind of comes back, and in the 90s, you had Emmitt Smith and you had Barry Sanders, and later on, you had Terrell Davis. You had all these backs, and they were valued as much as anybody, and that changed, and you're just waiting for it to come back. I don't know that it is. I mean, when you look at the way that football is being played in the high school ranks and college ranks, it's just not a position that the offense is going to go through anymore.
You're right. It feels less like a fashion trend and more like evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Where for the vast majority of football history, running back was the spot, like even over quarterback for a lot of times, and now that's just not the case anymore. Crazy.
I mean, like the Eagles last year, very good team, a couple of plays away from winning the Super Bowl, obviously. Like Miles Sanders was 5th in the NFL in rushing. He was a big part of why they were as good as they were. They let him go to Carolina.
Yeah, like, all right, peace, dude.
Yep.
Later, man.
All right. We're signed with Carolina. We're good.
We'll replace you. No doubt.
It's
just
just
Jalen Hurts, right? I mean, that's the idea.
Yeah.
Sorry, because we got Jalen Hurts.
And you got Smith and Brown out there on the edge, and you've got a tight end, and it's like, wait, that running back that you just let go for peanuts, he had 1,300 rushing yards, averaged 5 yards a carry, had 11 touchdowns. He had 75 yards per game, only lost 1 fumble.
Sad.
Doesn't matter. We'll get another guy.
Sad.
And you can go across the NFL, T-Bob, and kind of look at that. And that's why, like, when you have Gibbs go first round to the Lions, everybody's like mad.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Like, how could you take a running back? And
because they didn't like DeAndre Swift. They wanted him the hell up out of there. Where did Swift? Oh, Swift ended up in Philly.
Yeah.
That's right. With all the other Georgia Bulldogs.
Yep.
The Philadelphia Dogs. So I thought this was a pretty cool video from yesterday. My daughters have spent the last few days at Kim Mulkey basketball camp, which is very fun, I got to say. Alice, too, working on her shot in the gym. Pretty damn good, Jake. But Angel Reese was at camp yesterday. And you go ahead and hit the video here, Casey. But look at the line. And let me credit who had this on her Twitter. It was but look at the line here. If you're watching online, it's an autograph line for Angel Reese, and it quite literally wraps around multiple corners, multiple hallways, all the way outside the building. It looks like, like 1,000, maybe more people all waiting patiently just to get eyes on the Bayou Barber.
Ooh.
Like, this is a superstar line. It's Farravet who had it as well. But this is a superstar line right here. And I don't ever know that I've seen something like this for a woman athlete. It just speaks to the power of NIL. It speaks to the power of championships. It speaks to the power of, having a high Riz stat. There's a lot that it speaks to, but mainly just how flourishing women's sports are becoming.
I didn't see T-Bob in that line. Couldn't wait?
I haven't been, no, because I haven't been able to go to camp at all. It's been 9 to 11, so I've been running over for snaps right after this.
I got you.
So, bit of a bummer, but no, dude, you ain't catching me waiting. Are you kidding me? Like, unless my kids are too young to care. If my kid really, if she was a little older and she was obsessed with Reese, I'd wait in the line, absolutely. I'm not waiting in line for anybody. Well, that's not true. Kevin Smith, I would. Peter Jackson, I would wait for hours. I would camp out for Peter Jackson. Jack Black, I'd probably camp out to meet Jack Black. I don't know. Not many others.
Gosh, I don't know.
Did y'all say Ric Flair already?
No, we did not.
I'll never forget Ric Flair came to a Hornets game in 2008, and I ended up not being able to get an autograph because the line stretched all the way around the concourse.
I mean, look, where were you at? Okay,
Yeah.
it was in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Flair's a legend, anywhere you go. He is a high-time profile. What's he say?
Flying.
Wheeling and dealing, styling, profiling, limousine riding, jet flying.
Limousine riding, jet flying. That's the line to me.
Hell yeah.
What a legend. And the Bayou Barbie, Angel Reese, now becoming a legend of her own. I mean, we saw it at the spring game, Jake. When she walks around the crowd, you could see the wake of people, oh my God, that's Angel Reese, oh my God, and getting pictures and autographs and everything. It's just, who's she dating, Mara? Did you see this? I didn't recognize the guy's name.
No, I did not see.
He was on, I think he's a basketball player. Let me see if I can find it.
Even at the LSU spring football game, she was there, and it was everyone running down to try to say hello to her. So, it's a lot of fun to see. It's a lot of fun to see LSU thriving in so many different sports. You've got stars all over campus in multiple sports. I mean, think about it. You have 2 of the 3 best baseball players in college baseball. You have Angel Reese, women's basketball. You have Livy Dunn, obviously, with what she's been able to do. Football's, football, and you got Jaden Daniels and you have others, but just so many big-time stars. I mean, Ingrid Lindblad, who we talked about yesterday, might come back to LSU for another year. Number 1 amateur.
In the world. In the world. Again, in the world. Absolute insanity.
All right, I gotta find the quote that she had, and I've got it somewhere.
Wait, who is Cameron Fletcher?
He apparently plays for Florida State, the men. Yes, not very familiar with him, but the streets say that's Angel Reese's boyfriend.
Yeah, she posted on some social media. It's herself in first class, and it says, when I was only supposed to be catching flights, not feelings, but now I'm in first class to see my man. And then on his story, they were together later, and he had a post about, and she's so hot or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's sweet.
A great story about Ingrid Lindblad. When she came to LSU on her official visit, she was ranked over 200 in the World Amateur Golf Rankings, all amateurs in the world, all ages. She was the very first recruit for Coach Garrett Runyon on the women's side. She told him at the time she wanted to be the number 1 player amateur in the world. Wow. He said, I told her she was my first recruit, so whole visit I had her putting up the number 1 in every picture that we took because we wanted to be number 1.
Well, hey.
And now she's number 1.
Shout out to Ingrid.
Over in the 200s. Pretty cool story.
Go to RejuveMeMedical.com, restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. You want to feel better, younger. You want to feel like Bill Murray getting with milkshake Kells. Well, you can. Maybe it's HRT. Make you feel younger, faster, stronger. energy rolling out of bed and into bed. Maybe you want to check out semaglutide, some of the metabolization optimization. Chances are you know someone who's been on it, and you're like, wow, they look great. What happened? Okay, go explore your options at Rejuve Medical. Got locations here in Baton Rouge, Metairie, Slidell, now up in Shreveport as well. They have a great YouTube channel you can go check out and start to learn about it all. Like, do upkeep on your body. We do upkeep on everything else in life. Why do we expect our body to just be able to handle itself automatically? RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. PK and Shakira have 2 kids together. That's a power couple right there, dude. That's a good-looking couple.
Pretty sure they're broken.
Yeah, they're definitely broken up.
That's what they said. But I thought that implied that, right? Had to, but still, I'm just saying they're 2 very. It's Gerard Piqué, right?
Yeah, Gerard Piqué.
Yeah, it's like one of the hottest
So
soccer
proud of you
players
right
of all
now.
time. Yeah, he was the old Spanish defender.
How do you know all this about soccer, but you don't watch?
Because when I was going hard on feasts, I did watch. And so I don't know anything about new soccer, but he was like, he was on those Spain teams that are going on the crazy runs, and U.S. broke their streak, beating him 2-0 in that one random time. That was
in the
awesome.
Confederations Cup.
Is that what it was? I didn't know. I thought it was a friendly.
And then U.S. was up 2-0 on Brazil. Would have won that. Would have been the biggest trophy that the U.S. has ever won, without question. They lost 3-2.
Oh, man. This is useless knowledge, but I was reading an article about how Shakira and Piqué broke up. And apparently she came home and there was a bottle of jam that was empty. And she knew that Piqué never, ever ate jam. So that's how she discovered that somebody else is in their house.
Is this Bruce Wayne or Shakira? What the hell? Detective Shakira,
I wouldn't even notice that.
No, these jams don't lie. These dips don't lie. There's something there, right? She figured it out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's jams don't lie.
She's sitting courtside in Miami now. Like every game.
Zion, relax, okay? Just chill. Just chill, bro. Just chill. All right, when we get back, more OTB.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Miami Heat look to even up the series at 2 games apiece when they host the Denver Nuggets in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. That's Friday night at 7:30 p.m. right here on your home for the 2023 NBA Finals. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Ladies up in here tonight. No fighting. We got the refugees up here. No fighting. Shakira.
I never really knew that she could dance like this. Hey. She make a man wanna speak Spanish. Como se llama? Bonita. Picasa.
Shakira.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body. I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right. All the attraction, the tension. Don't you see, baby, this is perfection.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Jake, are you reading through these 7 pages of Mariah Mills tweets right now?
A lot.
Our boy Big Z, yeah, she's been on one. But you know what, Jake? I don't think she ever had the upper hand, but she's completely lost it by going too hard now. Because now she just appears to be unhinged and spiraling. But, in her defense, I do feel bad. She seems legitimately hurt. Like, it's not a work. Like, she, I think, really thought that they were, like, semi-exclusive. I mean, she knew that he was sleeping around, but I think that she thought that she was number one.
Clearly.
And she's hurting now that she's not. Another woman came out against Zion yesterday, though, posting to her social media a picture of Zion sleeping. You could see because of the Zion tattoo on his back. And it says, and be laying around sleeping comfortably knowing you have girls pregnant, disgusted. And she goes on to say, now she was not an OnlyFans model or a porn star. She says she gets her own money, but she is upset that she didn't get a Bentayga or a Richard Mille last summer. I don't know what either of those things are, but I imagine they're expensive. And then she also offers to move in with Mariah to New Orleans. The one thing I don't agree with is, Mariah's doing now the classic breakup thing where she's calling Zion's sexual prowess into question. She's calling him fat. She's highlighting games in which she went to, like when he went to New York City, she played highlights of the Knicks beating the Pelicans and basically called him a bum for playing awfully in New York. It's very, very funny.
See.
But they keep calling him a sex addict. And I'm sorry, guys. It just doesn't jive with me. I just don't see it. Like, it's only in life, many times the simplest explanation is the best. A lot of y'all would be sleeping with as many women as possible if you had $200 million and were 22 years old. Like, that's just, I don't know what to tell you. That is not hard for me to explain. Now, I do think he does a little bit of a nice guy thing because she's starting to link texts now, and he is very polite in text. He's very kind of sweet and romantic. So I think the big disconnect is he's not giving off an F-boy vibe. He's just doing F-boy things, which are causing people, I think that's where a lot of the anger is being generated, that friction right there. But also, sex addict, no. Even though my favorite jokes recently have been, we need to figure out who he was who was in town in that run. When the Pelicans were the 3 seed and he had the windmill dunk to end the game against the Suns, who was in town, as John O'Barnes said on Twitter, who was in town in that run, and can we get her back? Because that's who needs to be the main girl.
We got to find out. But in the meantime, I'll tell you that a Bentayga is a type of Bentley, so it's a car.
Oh, damn.
And a Richard Mille is a watch. Looks like
Okay.
a competitor of like Rolex and all that stuff.
Oh, well, no expectation. Just wanted a Bentley and a $50,000 watch. Hell
Very
yeah, dude.
flashy things.
Shoes. And you give me a Bentayga and call up, dude. I'm pretty thick myself, Eventually, you're going to get bored like Richard Pryor, Marlon Brando did back in the day. See what happens. Hey, boys, NBA Finals, tonight, right?
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about? Game 4, huh? Back at it again down in Miami, where Mario just was. Remember, at DraftKings Sportsbook app, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Right now, if you sign up today, use the promo code Baton Rouge, place a $5 bet on the finals, you get $200 in bonus bets. How easy is that? $5 bet gets you $200 in bonus bets. And if you're already an existing customer, you can take advantage of the stepped-up same-game parlays, where it's fantastic. Each additional leg that you add to your parlay adds a 10% bonus, right? So if you had 10 legs, you get a 100% bonus on your winnings. If you would somehow hit a 10-leg parlay with that 100% bonus, you were talking about a massive payday. You just got to opt in at DraftKings Sportsbook app. Download it today. Remember, DraftKings, you must be 21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Opt in, 10+ leg required for 100% boost. Eligibility, wagering, deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball. Turns licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-426-2537. Predictions for tonight's NBA Finals game.
I got the Heat. The Heat underdogs again. Got to win the tie of the series at home. I think they bounce back.
Yeah.
I think the Nuggets. I think it's a close game. I think that Miami's going to stay in until the very end, but Nuggets are going to win.
All right, when we get back, let's...
Wait, you got to give your prediction. You can't be just going around the room.
Nuggets. I don't know. I'm just filling time, dude.
Heat need one of the role guys to step up, and they need Jimmy Butler to play better on defense. That's the keys to the game for me.
Yeah, I saw paging playoff Jimmy.
Tyler Hero ruled out. A lot of people thought maybe this would be the game that they kind of looked forward to a couple of weeks ago that he could come back. He's not going to be available.
More like Tyler Zero. Coming up next, let's close out the show. Ask the Bench.
OTB, OT.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, where, I don't think they sell Bentegas, but why didn't she want a Sienna, Jake, right? A minivan? I mean, maybe the gender reveal person in Zion's life could be maybe potentially in the market for a brand new Sienna. Big Z, if you need a responsible yet still very stylish vehicle, I cannot recommend the new Siennas enough. We rented one to go to Mobile earlier this year. They were fantastic and great for the family, but I'll leave it up to you. But if you want to go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. You can start exploring the deals, or go see them off Airline Highway at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
And now is a perfect time to take full advantage of the rental process. We tell you about per day rental prices on their website, and everything is available. So if you need something bigger, maybe you're heading down to the beach, maybe you're going to Disney, whatever you are doing, and you need some extra room, more luggage, maybe it's a tournament, more sports equipment in the back, they've got you covered. Go rent a Sienna Sequoia today. allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7, The Tiger.
This summer, retirement is a state of mind. Whether it's a mid-morning activity or an early bird special, grab a Coors Light and chill like you're retired.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for
Charles Hanniger, join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch. We are live at Rufino's starting at 11 a.m. Super regional action will start when we do, and we're previewing more of LSU in Kentucky. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
First, tears for fear.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. You know what Tears for Fears means? It means it's time for the weekend. Let's go, boys. We made it. And we're going to kick off the weekend. A little Ask the Bench brought to you by Cold Coors Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. Pumped to get into some Cold Coors Light this weekend. Ask the Bench, where are the boys watching the game tomorrow?
At the house.
We will be at Don Juan for the game. So I'm going to watch the whole game there, which means if we get a rain delay, Jake, it's going to take a lot of discipline from your boy to keep it locked in and not be over the top by the time whiskey and wine.
I've got zero faith in your discipline.
I know. So let's hope for no rain, okay, for both Paul Skeens and myself.
Could be good entertainment.
Maybe. Yes, that was the great irony of football season, is at the times when I felt super self-conscious because I was obviously too inebriated on air, and so I tried to dial it back. Then everything I've heard from people in public was like, dude, you got to get more drunk again. Dude, you got to go. I'm like, guys, come on, man. It's a tough needle thread. But Saturday's going to be lit. 2 p.m. Come hang out. Ask the Bench. Will OTB be celebrating a trip to Omaha on Monday or previewing a winner-take-all Game 3? I'm riding with the boys, dude. I'm no fear, dude. I think they 2-0 this thing. I ain't scary.
Are we going to Omaha?
No, they're only. I think when we had meetings about it, we were like, well, you know, the baby's supposed to be around then, and then like I was like, and I would love to go, and I really want to go one year, but like, I do think that like Jimmy and Hanny should be first on that call list, and then so I think only Hanny and Otter are going.
No, we'll fight them.
Yeah, I don't know. Even though I think they're maybe even outside of guarantee. I don't know because even Hunt can't go.
Why?
I can't remember. He's like got like a concert or something to go to.
Because I thought that was the plan.
Are you even? I thought so too. So too.
They said that.
And I said that forever, and then I was told that's not the plan.
No, he said
here
that.
recently. Okay, I don't know.
No,
Hunt has had some tragic timing with like family events and sporting events.
Hunt's a pretty fake fan, if we're being honest. Like, kind of a fake baseball fan. I love you, Hunt. I know you came in here earlier. I apologize, but fake baseball fan, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I am looking forward to hearing Hunt chop it up with Josh Williams later today about his trip to Senegal. That's gonna be pretty cool. Do we have any more? We don't have any more Ask the Bench right now.
Big plans this weekend? Anybody?
No. Probably catch me at the pool today with the kids. Wife's got a wedding, so I'll just be hanging out with them all day. And then I'm hoping to run Oldemon tonight on World of Warcraft,
Nice.
Go tank a dungeon. I've never tanked before. Probably ding to 43. The road to 60 continues.
I'll be working from 2 to 5 today. Tune into Channel 84 over on Sirius XM. I'll be with my guy, Roddy Jones.
Hell yeah. And subscribe to youtube.com/@volumesnaps for all college football takes.
Even if they have USC in their top 5.
Hey, no. That is a mischaracterization.
No, see, that's what you do. No. See, no. That's what you do. And then people are like, what? And they go check it out.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
You ruined it.
I did say, though, I legitimately do believe that if you were to choose 5 teams to upset Georgia, I like my 5. USC sneaking in at 5th. But I don't think anybody's going to, probably. Any new vinyl pickups, Jake?
Ooh, I got Continuum from John Mayer. I've been looking for that one for a little bit. Finally got that one. Nice. The extended edition, Continuum.
Well, we're going to continue on this show on Monday. See you then.
OTB, OT.
Go to Patient Plus Surgeon Care, patientplusuc.com, because you got big plans this weekend, right? You don't have time to not be feeling 100.
I didn't like that.
50 cent. So go in to Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com, where you're going to see the difference, and you're going to be blown away immediately by the facilities, the ease of use, the excellent care that you get from the doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, just everybody, man. What happens when you combine great tech with great people? You get great results. And that could benefit you as they have locations throughout the city. Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com.
Once you go to the website, you will see what we tell you every single day, that they are going to be convenient for you in an inconvenient time. They got locations scattered around the Baton Rouge area, so there's going to be one that is close to you that is, again, convenient for you. Now, you can go to the website. You can book that appointment online, but walk-ins are always welcome. Go to that website today, patientplusuc.com. Get in and get better.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done, or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.